Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to board down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit our guys out and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C-puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Welcome into a new week with the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and X. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you at 0500. And the O stands for, oh my God, it's early. It's even earlier than it would be thanks to daylight saving time. We're springing forward today, and I hope everybody is ready.
Springing forward into what is going to be a dominating summer and spring. Well, spring comes before, but we can already look forward to what is ahead of us, and it's going to be fun. And it is, listen, adversity brings the best out of people, Drew, and this daylight savings, I have a feeling, might even bring the best out of this show, which people are already saying in its first 2 months of infancy,
yes,
best show in the city. So that's a fun way to start.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's start our legal tampering. I've always wanted to legally tamper.
It's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things
when
to
you
do.
don't have to worry about you don't have to do it in secret. You don't have to do it the cloak and dagger stuff. We can actually legally tamper beginning today at noon, or I guess about noon our time.
I've always wondered about that term, right? Because like if it's legal, how is it tampering implies negative, stuff.
It does.
Isn't legal tampering like an oxymoron kind of, or self-redundant kind of?
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's sexy on the marquee. And it is fun to be able to throw on ESPN and on your bottom third all throughout the day and the last couple of weeks, and to be able to call it that. And also, Drew, it comes in an even stranger form when Tom Pelissero mentioned yesterday that the NFL just like slyly passed through a change that allows free agent negotiating window, which opens today at 11 a.m. here in the Central Time Zone. For the first time, clubs may conduct one video phone call, maximum of 1 hour, with up to 5 free agents, rather than just communicating through their agents during this time. So
full court press.
So what that means is it's free agency. Okay, but I do like the fact that they want it to start just a tick early so we can get all of our business in order, so we really can let everything ride on Wednesday. This is a work smarter, not harder deal. And then the NFL's like, wait, we can sell it? That's even better for us.
Even better. How about the Packers making some news over the weekend? Couple of ones that made you go, really?
Yeah, some weird situations.
I mean, Colby Wooden traded for Zaire Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that to me, the first thing I thought was, well, I had 2 instant thoughts. Arrivederci Quay Walker.
See ya. Peace. Yep.
He ain't coming back.
Seems like that, yeah.
That would be the move to replace him.
Right.
At half the price that Quay is going to command. And I'm getting a veteran guy. I'm like, all right. And then Colby Wooden, you took a position of pretty deep need and made it a position of even deeper need. One might even say crisis on the defensive line.
And clearly one that's different. And maybe, Drew, I think the biggest part about the Wooden deal, I wonder if he's just not what Gannon is looking for up front, right? And he walks into his last year, somebody you didn't want to re-sign, and you get somebody in Franklin who 2 years ago was one of the highest paid guys, off-ball linebackers in football. Now, like you just mentioned, is going to come in at like half the price. Yeah. And in all reality, could be moved off of. Like there, you could add some competition. And it solidified the one part as well that last year we saw pieces of, but not full fruition. This defense is going to be predicated upon Edgerrin Cooper becoming a star.
Yep.
And they want somebody who has seen everything alongside of him. Hey, he's going to call the defense. You just go be you. And that's going to be that. It's a double down, it felt like, as well, on Edgerrin Cooper of saying, we know he's got the talent. We just need somebody to stabilize alongside of him.
We talked about Colby Wooden a lot on Packers OT.
And to him.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
And to him. And he was, he was very productive. He showed up. Arguably like their best guy against the run, wouldn't you say? I mean,
up there. It also feels like he's a guy. Tell me if was I mistaken? A guy that Micah mentioned a lot. I know he mentioned DY all the time.
Yeah,
he did.
So I don't know if that's interesting.
But Micah seems pretty jazzed about the Zaire Franklin.
Yeah.
Zaire Franklin,
he's gonna be jazzed about anything.
Had 2 years ago led the league in tackles, and then he had a down year. So you're getting a guy kind of at a low tide. And for some reason, I guess Colts fans were mad at him a lot, like for the underperforming of the defense in general.
The way we were afraid.
This is a guy who, like, how do you get that arc where he was a 7th round pick, becomes an all-pro captain, love him, leads league in tackles, and then you sour on him in a year to where it's like, oh, what the hell now? He talks on podcasts.
I was going to say 2 things: podcasts and guaranteed money.
I was going to say, like, it's almost like, in a way, Devondre Campbell situation, right? He kind of was a scrap heap guy, had a great all-pro year for the Packers. And then Packers fans soured on him quick when the performance and the offense.
Yeah, but a much more vested interest in like the city and the team. And like you would think the fans would have more of a vested interest in him instead of the mercenary. Like, Campbell comes over last year of his 1 year deal. But for Franklin too, I wonder, Drew, if it's one of the things that we're seeing, and you just mentioned it, anytime that players become a little bit more vocal and things don't go right, we don't like that as much at all. And everything slid for the Colts at the back end of the year, and they were relying on that defense a ton, and they weren't able to do it. His film in 2024 is phenomenal, but I wonder how much of it was. I think there was a podcast. I think there was a little bit of a scrap with McAfee last year at one particular point in time. It's like, I appreciate a little bit of vigor, a little bit of fire that he's going to be able to show on a microphone.
We know fans don't want you to make money and or talk on podcasts if you're not playing.
All right, so then other thoughts that drifted through when you heard about that trade is, all right, well, we got a Zaire, and how many times am I going to call him Jair?
Jair, for sure.
Zaire, had success bringing in Z's before it was Zadarius.
Well, can I call him Za? I mean, we call Jair Ja. And I want to call him Za, but Za's changed meanings, right?
Totally different meaning.
We've gone through that. When I was in college, it was awesome. Let's go get some Za. Now it's a different deal. So I didn't know.
Still awesome, just in a different way.
Okay, sure.
Just probably not in the same way of saying it.
Not the same thing. So then, all right, so Colby Wooden gone a year after Kenny Clark gone, and it's like, okay, well, that now becomes a huge need. It was already at the top of the list, and now it's even like more at the top of the list.
So, as apparently was floating around yesterday, and enter Jalen Carter, right?
Well, that would be really interesting. Now, and then that's the other thing.
I love this, though.
That's the other thing is that now Goody has got to do a pivot because Mr. Draft and Develop and have the youngest team in the league is now going to plug some holes with some older dudes. And the Zaire Franklin thing, it makes a lot of sense, especially with a new with Jonathan Gannon you mentioned. But is it a paradigm shift where now we got to go get some guys north of 30 that we normally wouldn't traffic in Green Bay? We got to go plug some holes with guys that you can count on. Like Aaron Banks was a little bit of that, right?
Aaron Banks was absolutely a part of that.
And so now, and I guess Jacobs was still is
25, 26. Now he's 28. Yep.
Yeah, he was south of 30 when they made move. X was kind of young too. They were like kind of veterans.
Had second contract guys.
Played, yeah. But now it's like, okay, all bets are off, and now we might go get some grizzled guys and like not be the youngest team in the league. And like that Zaire Franklin is gonna take. You would think that he's going to take Edgerrin Cooper under his wing.
Big time. Has to,
and be a good locker room guy. You hear good things about him aside from the podcast and the things went sour. But they got a new defensive coordinator in Indy last year, and if the guy doesn't mesh, and now you're going to a place where you're wanted,
big time,
and coveted, it's going to be a new lease on life. So the fact that he was, I don't put a lot into that Pro Football Focus grades and stuff that a lot of people do, but it's like, all right, so he had a down year compared to the year before. Well,
Right.
that happens a lot in sports. If you play 10 years, you're going to ride the waves. And you're going to have talked to athletes over the years, and you play a long time, you're going to have years where you just suck. And nothing goes your way.
And Colby Wooden hit a wall last year, so it depends how you look at it. It's also, I guess that's the reason you get a guy like Zaire. Maybe the value's there because he had the down year. You know,
That's
if
true.
he had another great year, you might not have had it. But yeah, really good PFF grade since 22. But as you mentioned, there's some trend downward. But who knows? A change of scenery could help. That happens a lot, you know, and they might revert to some form.
I think it on balance, it looks like it's going to be a good move. But again, you're creating an even deeper problem at defensive tackle.
Bigger void. And that's why I think maybe you're seeing a shift, right? Maybe you're seeing a little bit of a physicality shift, a size shift that they want there. And Wooden packed on some weight last year, right? I think he said that he gained like 15 pounds to try to become a little bit more stout against the run. And Gannon, his time in Indy overlaps with Franklin. Same defense, obviously going to be some familiarity, but I think Gannon was in the secondary and obviously not in the linebacker room. So there might be some cohesion there, and you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and maybe you think that there could be some wistful moments from when they knew each other 4 or 5 years ago. I think the almighty Pro Football Focus also doesn't like tackles. You know, like they don't like certain counting stats, right? And when you do have 176 tackles in 2024 and you slide down by 50, there's going to be questions. There's going to be regression. Again, the tape's not as good in 2025 as it was in 24. But I also think this is interesting. And Drew, you mentioned it, adding some vets. I think there's a large portion of Packers fans that we talked to on Packers OT that had asked for this quite a bit during the during the regular season, right? And during the year, wondering, first off, when does that become no longer a part of the lexicon? When do we stop talking about always being the youngest team in the league?
Yeah.
And maybe after 3 years being the 7th seed, the little bit of a shift was saying, maybe we do need to get a little bit older. Maybe we do need to get a little bit more experienced. And I don't know, one way is definitely for sure better than the other, but I know that just expecting the same results and doing the exact same thing is kind of insane. So I appreciate that there's a little bit of a shift. I would be interested to see, though, where the Packers go from here after with the defensive line, because that seems like a market that is somewhat capping. Like we've seen where the numbers are going to be. And then on the other side of the ball, in the other move that they made this weekend on the offensive line, kind of a projection in the other side where they might be realizing that the market is flying upwards and trying to get some cost certainty with that Sean Ryan deal at 3 years and $33 million.
Yeah, how about that? Like, he went from telling people in October, I'm out of here. It's been nice, but I'm looking at my next spot, when he was, yanked out of the guard. Then Elton Jenkins gets hurt. He moves over, starts snapping the ball, and gets a 3-year, $33 million contract to stay in Green Bay, where he thought he was going to have to move.
Saves his career. And also in the same breath, somewhat as the snap, he goes 0 snaps on October 23rd against the Cardinals. Says, if you just look at what we've got on the line, I probably won't be back here. I don't know, but right now it doesn't look good. Flips to center, as you mentioned, and then all of a sudden, 7 games later, gets the extension. But we've talked so much about Tyler Linderbaum's name, and at 11 o'clock or 11:06, when the deal is somehow fully negotiated completely in just 6 minutes, I think we might see a number that nobody is expecting. Right? Like where it's closer to 25 million potentially plus than 20. And the Packers saw Connor McGovern just get a pretty sizely deal with the Buffalo Bills, kind of a replaceable offensive lineman. And it speaks to that the position is just down across the league. And people have seen that if you get guys that have played in the NFL for a number of years, you can do some things with that other than players that are coming in fresh out of college, where you probably haven't been developed as much as you would in years past. The Ryan one, he kind of gets almost the same deal, Drew, too, that 2 years ago John Runyon got, where we're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Here's $30 million. And I think the Packers looked, okay, $1 million more for that. We know this guy. Devil you know might be a little bit better than devil you don't know. And they might have learned that last year with Aaron Banks.
It is so interesting. A lot of this, it's more than just going after good players and getting them and signing them. It's an analysis. It's a market analysis on position value more than anything. And that's what's so interesting about this time of year, not just to see what players go where, and that's always exciting, what players are in new uniforms, but how the NFL community, how the industry, how GMs kind of value different positions and value, because the proof is in the pudding now when it comes out, when the numbers come out. It's kind of the same in that it was in the NFL draft for many years, where you finally had, GMs would tell their truth on certain guys in certain positions based on where they would draft them, right? That's how we first learned left tackles were valuable, because they were getting drafted higher and higher, and it's one way to tell how people feel about the position and feel about the value. So it's pretty interesting in that regard. And to your point, Billy, I think this is another example. One thing I do like about Zaire Franklin, I don't know what he's going to be, but 8 years, only missed 1 game. The dependability is nice. Packers have had problems with consistency, stability, with health and things like that. You don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, this is the NFL. Injuries can happen anytime, but it is nice to have a guy that is available and dependable as well. That's a positive.
One of the big things. And then as you look at now the roster and the glaring hole at defensive tackle, part of that is predicated on what we mentioned on Packers OT, and I think is one of the undercovered, under-noticed stories with the Green Bay Packers is the lack of availability of Devontae Wyatt.
Yeah.
People get so mad at Christian Watson because that's a high-profile, glamour, glitz position. That guy's soft. He's always hurt. He's a hamstring away from being on the IL. Yeah. Well, Devontae Wyatt's played like half the snaps that he should be playing, and he 7-8 games. Like
this year, probably the most legitimate of those, like the most catastrophic of the injuries. Right, the one that didn't feel like a soft tissue injury, one that might be a little bit more preventable. And he's produced when he's been on the field, Drew.
But his track record of being on the field is like totally undercovered, because that's a high pick that you're not getting production out of because of injuries. Well, can't make the club in the tub, and he's been in the tub a lot for whatever reason.
I wonder if that specific year that you're ultimately going to see a pretty damning moment here at 11 o'clock. Right, because Devontae Wyatt does not have a deal, and Quay Walker is going to hit free agency. Correct me if I'm wrong. The 2 first-round picks that you get in 2022 after you trade Devontae Adams, in a year in which you don't have a first-round pick, that might be the exact reason why Micah Parsons was traded for.
Yep.
Because I can give away 2 first-round picks. We just did in 2022, and while we really like the production that both of them have given us, neither of them we feel very confident in at this moment. I think we obviously like a lot more of what we've seen from Wyatt. We feel like there have been flashes, but flashes don't necessarily get you paid top of the market. And that's what the goal of a first round pick is, to sign them to a second contract.
Yep.
And the Packers have been waiting to find a first round pick, especially on the defensive side, to give that to. And another year apparently is going to go by where they're not going to.
Another miss. Well, sort of. That goes to, then it gets into Quay Walker. We've talked a lot about Quay Walker, but then it gets into the whole, there's something about Packers linebackers, AJ Hawk, Blake Martinez, guys that are solid and show up aren't good enough, right? Because of where they're drafted and expectations.
That's the perception, at least.
And
right?
Quay was drafted high and didn't have the splashy effect. Part of that was scheme. He was hamstrung by, doing his job, wasn't meant to be flashy in the lunch pail role they kind of gave him. And he did, the athleticism's there, just never popped like everybody expected.
Going back even to going back to Nick Barnett. That's how some people felt.
Yeah, another
about
guy
him.
like that. Yeah,
he
had some flash and some probably more moments.
Just like if whoever, depending on who you ask, AJ Hawk was one of the most solid backers you can ever have. But people,
it's their all-time leading tackler.
There's something to being the all-time leading tackler. Yeah.
Well, I guess when you
being available and playing
totally a leader, solid,
less cash to stay.
Well, when you got on a Super Bowl team, but again,
absolutely. But when you're given that, that number of selection, when you're number 5, when you do when you're drafted that high, it's always comes with that. Just like when you mentioned, when guys start making money, there's an expectation. When you're drafted at a certain place, there's expectation. That's just the way it goes, which does make it interesting when you talk about Zaire being 7th rounder, because but the expectations have changed and those things. And you search his name on Twitter and you see what Colts fans had said during the year. But then again, this is rummage sale season 2, as well as what's hot in the market. It's also what can I give to others? My trash is your treasure, and vice versa.
Well, and the other part is, and this will be the interesting lens that you view him through, and how Colts fans did. They had now seen him as being awesome and as an all-pro. And then when you don't play at that exact level, there's going to be questions. I think Packers fans, the expectations will be different. You would think. Or maybe they are expecting the 44 to run out there and all of a sudden be a reincarnation of his all-pro self. And hopefully he becomes a little bit closer to it. I think the Gannon defensive shift, though, Drew, the scheme, the 4-3 fit might not be different, but the kind of guy they need might be a little bit different on the defensive line. And it's just also clear the way even more, maybe more incentivize a certain Walter Payton Man of the Year free agent also to try a new place with his defensive coordinator, head coach from a couple of years ago, Calais Campbell. Wide open spot for you right now.
Let's manifest. Let's manifest.
Wide open spot for you right now, 93. Come on over. Let's figure this thing out.
Loving it. Just had a transaction this morning, the breaking news banner. Texans and guard Ed Ingram agreed. 3 years, $37.5 million. Keep him in Houston. Top guard off the market.
I like that he's up so early, you know,
12 and a half AAV. Like that's what Sean Ryan's in that market. And so the Packers are reading the room and like, well, Sean Ryan, we like him enough. He's a brawler. He's got some positional versatility. If he needs to be our center, he did it at the end of last year. Comfortable with Jordan Love. If he needs to slide around, we can do that. It's a little bit of, like you said, cost certainty and like the devil, you know.
Feels like the deadline spur action thing happens, obviously, in trade deadline season, free agency, 145 when last call gets hit. You start thinking about what's safe, what's comfortable, what have you known, what have you seen before? Well, we know what John Ryan can do. There might be some limitations, Drew, but you're right. We know that this one's comfortable and that you're not going to go home empty-handed. Because that might happen once this free agency window starts going.
So we're looking right now, today, Morgan, Banks, Ryan, Belton, Tom.
Yes and no. I still don't know that this guarantees that Sean Ryan's the starting center. Because I think it opens up a lot of opportunity guy in the draft second, for sure. Yeah. They might draft somebody, but that's absolutely what you're looking at, right? That's the forecast.
Today, that would be it.
Today,
if you had a game today, that's where you'd be.
That's where you're starting up, and then you got 5 guys that know the offense, and that might be a little bit more continuity than everybody else in the North is playing with when you start looking at their musical chairs up front.
Fire up your game balls and kicks to the balls. We'll get after that at 6:00. Some really good hoops, and then the Bucs had to soil themselves last night with a 39-point loss, one of the worst losses at home in franchise history. It's been excruciating.
How many times have we done that? Have you said that about a Bucs loss this year?
How many 30-point losses can you run up?
It seems like every game they're setting records.
Then, with no Giannis, no KPG, no chance for the Bucs last night. We'll discuss
we just had
that
no playmaking
as we move forward. We got some International World Baseball Classic on the TVs, keeping us warm. Get yourself a comfortable chair and a cold or hot beverage of your choice and strap in. It's the Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We are huddling up Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin for you early birds, insomniacs, and fans of daylight saving time.
Are there some out there?
I can't say that I am.
I saw there were a number of them.
It is what it is. I do like those. I do like the gloaming, the twilight of summer. I do like that. It was 7 o'clock sunset. Yes, I felt
that was nice.
Good.
It was nice that the sun wasn't down before whatever it is, ate your dinner, whatever it is. It was nice that the sun was out, but man, changing the clocks, man. I mean, I've had to, changing every clock, trying to figure out where the hours is, where the thing is. This is why I don't even bother.
One says H and one says M.
Yeah, but that's why I don't even bother sometimes. That's why I left the clock in my car this whole time. So now it's finally correct.
Are you proud of that?
I'm not.
It sounds like you're quite proud of the fact that you'll just chill with the clocks and not change.
Listen, my microwave did not need to know what hour, month, and day. Not hour. What month, day, and year it was. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say.
What about the car? That's
the one. Yeah,
find the settings. Yeah,
that's the one I'm talking about.
That's the one that Armen left. Yeah, but I mean, if Armen had a VCR, it would be blinking 12.
Yeah, why? I don't need I can get the time anywhere now. I don't need the coffee maker to give me the time.
So, like, when the power goes out, do you change the clocks or do you just let them blink and reset and just chill?
If the power goes out, they're blinking 12. I can't have that. Right. So I eventually change all the clocks. My point is, it's an annoying endeavor to go and like, oh, here's another clock I gotta figure out. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just
how many clocks do you have in the house? I like that. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the one that I'm wondering. How many grandfather clocks do you have to go take off the wall and change by hand with a dial?
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
I gotta call a watchmaker to get my stuff done.
There's an old school kind of. We have.
New for me. That's the problem.
It's about the size of a football mini helmet. Just an old school clock. It's like a decorative piece, and it's like under my TV at my house, and I never notice it. Until yesterday, I noticed that it's an hour off, and it's pissing me off. So today, I'll probably have to adjust it because I just, for some reason, was drawn to looking at that thing, and it nagged at me knowing that it was an hour off, and it's right under my TV, which I look at for several hours at a time. Like, damn, I'm going to have to fix that.
I will admit, this is not a big deal. I mean, this is the epitome of just like a first world whining problem.
It is.
Okay,
I wish I had a hotter take on it. I just love needling at people on both sides of it. Right?
Oh, it's great.
The people that love it, there's good holes to pop in that balloon. It helps the farmers.
Yeah, it actually does.
Right.
I don't necessarily know that that's factual, but I appreciate it. I think what it definitely helps is the farmers that get the money off Busch Lights in the cans that get sold when they bring the corn can out.
That's a good point.
I think it aids us in the fun time that you end up having during the summertime.
Thanks to our AI, daylight saving time was not created for farmers. In fact, they historically opposed it and found it highly disruptive. Agriculture relies on the sun, not the clock, so jumping forward causes inconvenience such as waiting for morning dew to dry for harvest or needing to milk cows an hour earlier to meet shipping schedules.
Yeah, and I will say this, Billy, to your take about having a hotter take about it. I'm not one of these that's real strong on the we should abolish or we shouldn't abolish. I just like having something to complain about every 6 months. It's sort of like umpires. Fair. It's like umpires in baseball. Like in a lot of ways, I want to have umpires there with their imperfections so I can complain about them at the game with my peanuts and my beer and be like, you guys stink, blew this, look up who the umpire is and complain about his zone, look him up on umpire scorecard. But then it's like when they're gone and we actually get it right with the computer system, it's like, that kind of takes the fun out of it. Like if they did get rid of that daylight savings time, what am I going to complain about? Like, you know what I mean?
You'll find something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
daylight
that's part
saving
of it.
Was not for farmers. That is, again, a myth that people thought it was. It's not. And it was implemented in World War I to save energy, coal, not to aid farmers and agriculture. And the retailers like it. It's always about the money. Follow the money.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they wanted people out and about and more consumer activity after work. Because people, when the sun goes down, some people are, well, I'm home now. And other people, it kept people out and about longer.
And that makes sense because I do. And again, maybe I am a little bit simple in this. I do feel a little bit happier when the sun's out. It's a nice thing to have the sunshine throughout the day.
It's a psychological thing, yeah.
But I struggle to recognize it all that much, right? Like to feel the gravitational pull and the difference. Although maybe now, just as a dad, you see it much more. If cows are struggling with the time change as much as toddlers, I can imagine that farmers probably don't like daylight savings because if you're trying to change up their schedule,
that's what it comes down to.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's tough for parents of toddlers and stuff like that.
Sporting goods manufacturers, people use their bikes more with more daylight. People use, golf courses, squeeze in a couple of more rounds, get some more cash. It's all good.
And it couldn't have coincided any better yesterday with it hitting just close to 60. You mentioned the bikes. That was something that I had to find out yesterday, that the air was not in the tires of the bike.
It was great. I saw people walking around with dogs and bikes. I didn't know people even lived in the neighborhood as much as I did.
Yeah,
I moved in the winter. You know what I mean?
I saw a couple of my dog owning pals. It's like you start to see them more because it's not so flippin' cold and you're going for longer walks.
Yeah.
More interaction.
I interacted with three different groups of strangers yesterday.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
That was a good thing.
It's a good feeling. It's a good thing, and it's something we should do more. We got to trust each other.
Kids and pets make you more social.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
And also, again, maybe this is just like people are nice out here. I think we see too much of the anger and vitriol.
Too much.
People are still nice. Maybe it's just that we live in Wisconsin and we need to enjoy it even more.
I try to tell my wife.
But you talk about coming out of hibernation. This does feel like a little bit of a mixture.
We don't have to be afraid of each other. We can connect with each other. We're nice people, 99.9% of the time, everyone out there is just as nice as you. So trust people. It pays off more than you think. I try and convince my wife of this, when she's like, oh, there's an Amazon driver up there. Don't open it up. Like, they're delivering a package. All right. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
So when you give the customary wave, like on the walk or the how you doing,
everybody, cars, people have no idea. I'm waving everyone I can.
Do you
find.
Get the subtle like, why do you have to talk to everybody?
No, Lars. Like she's not like necessarily naturally afraid of people. It's not that, but she's always like,
just too much first 48.
She's just more that Dateline. She's more confused. Like, do you really know? Do you know them? I'm like, no, I don't know them, but I might at some point. I might know them. Who knows? Their kids might have a lemonade stand and might get a better product and a better price just because of me, and because they like me. No, it's unlikely.
Well,
that's
fair.
unlikely.
That could be it.
These kids are cranking up those margins now, man. Let me tell you. The markup. No, it's exciting. It's exciting to people out and about. It means spring is coming. It means we're a little bit closer. The sun's out longer. We like that. Now it's going to be 20 degrees again on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
quick,
it is what it is. But hey, listen, I'm happy. But I do get the sense that I'm seeing a little less of the abolish the daylight savings takes than I usually do.
Well, and when the car accidents start to hit today,
what's
and
up
people
with
start
that?
to realize, we'll see.
Whatever happened to your universal time
I'm still down, but I've given up on trying to convince people that would be.
That was one of your wildest takes, but I didn't mind it.
Not even a wild take.
I think it's fascinating.
It's just like people you can't get people to think outside the box at all.
Well, because we have never done that before.
When would I eat breakfast? Well, what difference does it make? It be instead of calling it, if you eat breakfast at 7 a.m., we'll just call it 20 and you'll be fine. Like, it doesn't matter.
I pushed back. I'll admit about that.
You did. It's like, for those, if you know, it was a debate years ago, and there are people on my team, visionaries, but no one listens to them. Think of all the billions of dollars in traffic snafus and meetings that screwed up, and especially my wife does a lot of work where she talks to people internationally, and they have to shift their times and stuff, and stuff gets lost in translation. We have found it with guests in different time zones. Oh, I thought you meant my time, not your time. It's like, well, if it was just one time, it'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
That would
everybody
be
was at the same time.
Well, time is a thief,
Yeah, indeed. 877-794-1973. Speaking of that, like, how long is that's still our number? I keep waiting for them to tell us, hey, you got to stop giving out that number.
Every time you say it, I kind of give a little bit of a fist bump. I'm excited. Right. I don't necessarily know. I do believe it's going to be like some things that we found out in this spot, where it's probably going to have happened, and then we're going to wonder why we're not being able to communicate with any of our friends.
And then we'll have to fix it.
Will potentially be.
And I double checked Friday and yesterday, because we're nailing down our buddy Isaac Miller's going to call in. We're going to get Isaac, the new commit for the Badgers. He's going to call in at 7:10. Had to make sure, double check we gave him the right number. So there you go.
Iron Jock Ambassador.
Yeah.
Isaac Miller.
Yeah.
And will join the program. 3-star recruit out of Catholic Memorial.
Out of CMH, playing for Bill Young, going and playing for the Badgers. He was at a couple of at least one of the victories in the month of November. I'm excited to hear how those last couple of games and the turnaround from the team gives a little bit more optimism. And also just what he's throwing up right now, because I can assume we're right in the prime of weightlifting season for Isaac Miller.
Sure.
And I bet he is tossing some weights around.
When I spoke to him, kind of like going into the off season here, he said he's not playing hoops. He's just working out.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling he was going to enjoy himself in the weight room coming up.
Billy, can guys make that decision on their own anymore at this point? Once you're locked into a school and all these things and you're committed, are they letting you know, hey, we don't want you to play basketball. We don't want you to do other things.
I think they like you doing track.
Yeah, and this is something that I'm very, very passionate about.
Do you have a take on this?
If any coach tells you that you can't play a game or a sport for them, then they're not the coach for you. If that's something that you definitely want to do, because the competitiveness and the things that you learn through playing the other sports, you can get hurt walking down the street, right? To invoke Mike Brown, you get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
But in the midst of it, you can overwear and overwork so many things that as
cross training.
Right. And Drew, as like a new one sport athlete, I don't think that sudden change is really all that great unless it's very, very planned and strategically placed out. Like, there was a young man at Arrowhead, Jace Gilbert. He was a great basketball player. He played basketball until he was done as a senior because he was one of the best players and went to go play at State. And now is playing for the Iowa State Cyclones. I don't think that they cared that he played the next month. Instead, it was probably better. Like Cooper Catalano played for the Badgers. He played basketball for Germantown, Drew, until the day he left for spring to leave into the second semester. Yeah, and I think they dug that.
As it should be. That's you're right. The coaches I would be drawn to are the guys that say play other sports. Absolutely.
Please do.
Cross train, give your different muscles, like different mentality, mindset, competitiveness, all that stuff.
I remember I was sitting in the stands, but it was before I got into coaching with some of my buddies while they were coaching at Waukesha North, and there was a young man who just became a all-pro in the NFL, Chimere DK, who was playing safety, wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner, and scoring touchdowns on offense, defense, and special teams in the game. And I heard somebody say, if I was committed to the Badgers, I don't know that I'd be playing both ways. I don't know that I'd be playing that much. I don't know that I'd want. That might be what separates the ones that then go from Division I to the time that you actually make the game-changing money. So it's a difference for everybody. But when you get to have that opportunity to throw the chalk on the hands and really start tossing some weight around, I got a feeling Isaac's been waiting for this moment.
Especially for social media. Now, I don't know if Isaac's been doing it, but especially for social media these days, right?
No question.
Definitely for social media when you're looking that cool in the iron chalk.
We are we're rolling through a Monday, getting ready for game balls and kicks. That fires up after 6 a.m., you can get them to us now. 877-794-1973. Lots of ground to cover from a great weekend in sports, great weekend in the good land. I want to hear some firsthand reports, perhaps from the survivors of the Shamrock Shuffle that dominated Milwaukee on Saturday during the day.
A grand total, Drew, of one Shamrock Shuffle t-shirt at the Admirals game.
I saw a couple.
There we go.
It was hard. They were mixed in with Dropkick stuff and people wearing their Irish gear for Dropkick Murphys. We'll talk about that as we move forward as well. You are firmly implanted on the Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. This portion of the program brought to us by our pals at Game Day Men's Health. Visit them on the web if you're feeling sluggish, and it's not just daylight saving time. It's just you don't feel like yourself. No motivation. You want to recapture that eye of the tiger, that edge. Game Day Men's Health can help in a number of ways. Visit them and make that no obligation, no cost consult appointment. Do it. Get off the couch and do that. That's the first step. And then see if they can help you with their array of services. GameDayMen'sHealth.com is the website. Get back in the game with Game Day Men's Health. 877-794-1973. Looking for game balls and kicks to the balls. Lots to get to as we experience this. The buffet is going to be flowing now because we've got high-level basketball, college, high school. Well, the NBA, we'll leave that to the side for now. We've got even the girls' games, like the high school games. Who's going to state? We're having some fun.
We're already seeing some madness.
We're coming up on the Masters. Baseball's heating up. We got the World Baseball Classic right now. There's plenty of stuff to get to. Big Ten conference tournament week upon us. Armen's favorite.
I love it. Championship week. We already saw some exciting stuff in the Big South. High Point making their move into the tournament. Queens is in.
North Dakota State. We got like a half dozen teams punched their ticket already. North Dakota State beat North Dakota to win the Summit
really
League.
Good games.
Northern Iowa, 4 wins in 4 days. Reminds me of the 97 Marquette Golden Eagles that won 4 games in 60-something hours to make the tournament out of Conference USA.
Now, the Duquesne Dukes.
That was an amazing one, right?
Were they down 30?
40-10, Billy. They were down 40-10. And unbelievably, the win probability was not 99.9. It was like 99.3. You would think at that point it's 99.9. 40-10. You blow a 30-point lead in March, you just got to you're glad that's it. Because, there's nothing to come back from there. You blow a 30-point lead in March. This is college basketball. There's not that much time. It's not like time is measured in outs like in baseball. The clock is running. Like, how can you blow a 30-point lead is it the A-10, Richmond and Duquesne? I want to say.
That sounds right. Yeah. I'm going to take your word for it.
Now, I always had a soft spot for Duquesne. Why? You mentioned it last week. I had a Duquesne hoodie from Stephen Barry's. It was on the $2 rack. It was on the discount Stephen Barry's. You're talking about Stephen Barry's discount rack? That was an awesome one. That's the one I played turkey bowling every year because I didn't care if it got muddy.
I just actually retweeted a Stephen Barry's tweet this morning.
Yeah, let's go.
Just saw one of the times where you don't realize that you're in the good old days.
Peak nostalgia. Yes.
But as the noted college basketball hater, and I'm excited for our friend Brian Butch to talk to us coming up tomorrow. He's going to join the program.
Yeah.
And shoot that down as a bad year to be the NBA guy over the college game.
I know,
because
Billy.
The college game has been electric over the last month and a half. These games have been phenomenal. There have been games all the way down to the wire. I liked Izzo yesterday, even though the game wasn't necessarily all that great. It was kind of a 7-point game, 10-point game throughout. Obviously, they didn't watch the game. They're saying, little brother, they didn't watch my team. My team's not the little brother to anybody. I love the feistiness. Like, we're getting some good drama going right now in college hoops.
All the things that people were annoyed with over Izzo, they now love it. I feel like
they love.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
One of those guys right here, hand raised in air, despise that cat. Now he's like apparently Brandon Woodruff. He's unk. It's just like every complaint is funny.
And he's got Grayson Allen playing for him. Oh wait.
Yeah. Listen, I don't agree with that. All of this stuff is from what happened earlier in the year, but that's just what it is. Tracy Wolfson standing there on the sideline, Drew. It's like, all right, coach.
Yeah.
He earned that one, right? I think he might have earned that one. What does he have, like 7 or 8 trips throughout the year potentially?
Yeah, we talked about that when the Badgers played him. Hell of a player, but yeah, he's got that edge.
Got that edge.
Fears the kid we're talking about.
And somebody else that's got the edge, somebody that's got the it factor. Man, Nigel James Jr. I got to be in the crowd on Saturday. Now, sadly not for Danny Hurley getting run out of the gym.
Awesome.
And
that's going to come up. Game balls and kicks.
So
that's gonna come
mad
up.
that I had to see that on Twitter on the ride home. I got home.
What's another ale situation?
Oh, that would have been the best part. That was so worth it. But it was a phenomenal atmosphere at Marquette on Saturday.
And so that was part of your doubleheader, and we can talk about it because there's no INT, but media starts with me. But you went to the Marquette game for a little bit, and did the lad partake in the contest?
Well, that's a good way of putting it, Drew. That was going to be an early.
Is that is that kicks?
Am I allowed to do this? Can I give a kick to the ball to my 10-month-old son?
Yes,
you can.
You can.
I
In a
think I might,
figurative
but
sense,
nobody
yes.
else can.
I think I might have to because my man potentially turned around and gave me the kick right to the Neds as for the diaper race. He just looked back up at me and was like, "Where do you think I'm going?"
For those of you who don't know, Billy's son was one of the participants in the diaper race crawl
in the diaper to dorm derby.
Yeah,
they did a phenomenal job. Ed Vest put it on with Marquette. It was super cool to be a part of. But my youngster was just happy to be there. We may have been a little bit taken aback by the lights, Drew. May or may not have fully understood that mom was on the other side of the walk.
Those bright lights of Fiserv, man.
But you also don't necessarily realize, and maybe this is just because I haven't run up and down the court in quite some time, a 3-point line to midcourt, a little bit longer than I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels a little bit longer when you're sitting there crouched saying, come on, bud, come on. Just waving the phone, waving the toy right in front of you.
That distance is fooling you, just like Vegas. Oh, it's right over there.
It's right there. It's only
right
4
there.
miles away.
I can see it. It's right there.
But the youngster that won, my man was booking it right out of the gates, trained well. Parents brought a basketball. Smart move.
Well, yeah, that was. Are they doing some testing on that though? I mean,
and that's where the other part of the kick to the huevos also comes to me. Because listen, I learned this at a young age playing sports, Drew. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
It's true.
And I don't know that mom and dad brought the right games, toys, incentives, shoe and TV remote. Like I could have had it right there. Would have been a lot easier than, the little spinner toy that we brought.
Would have been zipping. Yeah.
Then he would have been flying. Instead not going to have that college fun started this weekend.
You got to touch the hardwood for your first time since being a ball boy, right? So
it was good. Yeah,
it felt good. Back in your natural habitat. What a classic. Game balls and kicks are firing up. We got the shooting shirts off. It's a Monday. We're glad you're in the huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 dead. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we go board down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. From right. Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit our guys down and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Greetings, insomniacs, early risers, and friends of the Huddle. Welcome in Monday edition. Rolling along, Drew, Billy, and Armen from headquarters, where Armen has delivered some sliced chocolate cream cake.
Look at this
I
man.
did. Now it is leftover, but hey, I mean, take what you get here, okay?
Exactly.
Come on now.
That's not what
You
you're
didn't even
supposed
lose
to
a
say.
bet. You didn't even lose a bet. And you brought treats in.
I thought it was obvious when there was a couple pieces missing, Billy.
Well, right.
But I didn't want it
That's-
in the house anymore because I'm going to eat it all then, you know?
Armen, again, that's it. Like this is what I'm trying to tell you.
What's that?
It's already insinuate. We see the knife that is already cut. Like, so we know that it's leftover.
So you think I shouldn't go out of my way to bring it up multiple times?
Just like when you buy your significant other, for those listening, or for you, your wife, or your other significant other.
Sure.
On Valentine's Day, you don't need to say on February 15th, hey, I got you these flowers because they were on sale at Pick and
Discount.
Save.
Yeah.
It's implied. That one we just leave right there. This one we already got it. We know that this one's. But
Yeah, that's
let
true.
us.
That's true.
Craft our fashions that maybe you just hacked off 3/4 of it on your ride into
it's so
work.
good. It's so good. I mean, you can find stuff. And the thing is, I don't know what you guys think. You guys think Dolph's gonna take a piece of that? Because I really have been curious all morning. Like Dolph is always in shape. He's always walking around. But I want to see if Dolph can't resist a piece of that chocolate cream cake right there at 7:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, so is this like a little bit of a willpower test that
No,
you're doing
it's
here?
not. But I just think it'd be something funny to watch for you.
Psychological experiment for Armen.
Little mini game
Huh.
here for the morning. Like when I walk the mall, I play little mini games to keep myself entertained.
Yeah.
Like I try and outwalk the train and stuff like that. Little mini games. This is a little mini game, so we'll see if Dolph takes a
my
piece.
goodness.
Yeah.
All right, well, Armen, I was going to give you a game ball for bringing in some sweets
let's
because you didn't
go.
even lose a bet. Like game balls and kicks of the balls Monday tradition. We
Amen.
do it on the Huddle. You're in the post-game locker room. You get to bestow a game ball for a job well done today on the Huddle. It sounds like this.
All right, that's it. Yeah, and that's Austin Rapp. Now, a little bit of context for that one. If you were watching the Badgers, by the way, we're going to talk about them, of course. What a fantastic, fantastic win at Mackey Arena at Purdue. Badgers knocking off Purdue. Another in a long line now of Greg Gard triumphs. He's been, knocking off big wins all year. This team's been getting better and better. Nick Boyd, Braden Carrington, but this was Austin Rapp's response when Jim Spernarkle on the postgame asked him, interestingly, he asked him if he's seen himself, I think, shooting so well.
Oh, glory to God. Well, have you seen him yourself shoot that well lately? Yeah.
So that was it right there. Why you can't really answer it better than that when someone asks you if you've seen yourself shoot well.
Shoot that way?
Yeah, so that's
I
it
haven't seen
right
the
there.
film yet.
Short, simple, and then fantastic.
All right, so that's our game ball sound. Conversely, if someone needs to do better, if you want to call somebody out, it's a kick to the huevos.
Oh my gosh!
You might be wondering where that sound is from. It is from a sporting
Revenge
event.
of the Cheerleaders?
It is.
Oh my gosh!
Naughty Nurses 7?
All right,
Yeah,
right. That is from a sporting event. Whatever accusations you may want to lob in my direction, that is from this weekend. Now, guys, the story there, the Los Angeles Marathon. I don't know if you saw this, the closest marathon in race history.
Oh, I did see the finish. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it could be a game ball because
I was just going to
exciting.
say Nathan Martin was going to be my first game ball.
So I'm sorry to undercut you there, but Nathan Martin did win it, and he had this epic comeback against the Kenyan Michael Kamau by just 0.01 seconds. And I think this Kenyan blew the race. Now, I'm not saying that Nathan Martin didn't do a great job, but if you lose a marathon like that and you had a huge lead and you get this type of reaction from the broadcasters.
Oh my God.
I think she was like doing sideline or street side.
Goodness gracious.
That was a pretty amazing kick to the
Was that Lana Rhodes on commentary?
You know what? Pause. I don't know who it was.
Oh my God.
But it was
Epic.
from the
All right.
broadcast, the sports broadcast.
That could have been a game ball or a kick.
That could have been right. It
Either
could have
way.
been. I just could not let that audio pass and not use
too
it.
The
good.
Twitch channel watch along is an interesting way of calling it the broadcast. If that was
Exactly.
I don't know what. Listen,
All
I'm
right.
not into the marathon sports media, Billy. I don't know how
I'm interested in
is
it.
it
Though.
a
I like it.
stream? Is it a broadcast or what?
Game balls and kicks, 877-794-1973. Billy already relayed his experiences with the the diaper dash or whatever the hell they call that little kids race.
Yeah, that was fun. Then the kick to the balls to me for also not being able to withstand and miss the hell of a night that the Dropkick Murphys were putting on.
Oh my God.
Oh, Billy, you missed it. Oh man.
Kudos. Yeah, the Admirals lost a couple over the weekend. They were decimated by call-ups and just a depleted roster, illness. But they had two great nights in the stands with
Big
Badger
time.
Band Friday and Dropkick Murphys on Saturday. Played a great show. Game ball to Dropkick Murphys frontman Ken Casey,
Come on now.
who was playing hurt. He was sick like a lot of the day, and early in the day couldn't stand. And then our buddy Murph, the manager, was kind of running errands for the Dropkicks all day. He went and got Kenny some chicken soup, made like 3 trips to CVS to get different cocktails to get him on stage. And the guy went from not being able to stand during the day to rocking the house.
That's amazing.
For pretty much a full house. Nobody really left after
No.
the Admirals game, and the Dropkicks just were fantastic as always.
Those are a great support staff can do, Billy, Billy, and Drew. I love that little tidbit you drop in. See, you got all the
That's
inside
nice.
info. I tell this to Laura. Drew Olson has all the tea in the city, man. He knows what's going on. So
Well, it was my boy Murph was hard.
Yeah.
And Murph, when he was making his runs to CVS, had to cross the Shamrock Shuffle like 3 different
I was
times
gonna say
in
he
3
saw a
different
lot.
neighborhoods of the city,
Yeah.
like trying to drive around when people are stumbling around in green t-shirts.
Yeah, in living life as their own, like their own simulation in that moment.
I've come to the realization that, okay, for those listening in Madison, Shamrock Shuffle is like a 17, 18-year event that's gotten bigger, and it's a pub crawl on a Saturday. It's a day-long thing, and it's before St. Patrick's Day, so this was like the sweet spot for it this past weekend. And I started seeing people walking around like with cases of beer, bottles of Jameson, a lot of champagne, like mimosas for
a lot
pregame.
of champagnes.
So it's a day-long drinking thing. You put on this the t-shirts. It's in 3 different bar districts. There's 3 separate pub crawls all going on. Thousands of people in green t-shirts stumbling around. And I've come to the realization that for that generation, that is their opening day. What we used to do opening day was the rite of like goodbye winter. It's like, let's go. We're on to spring. That's what the generation is. They don't embrace opening day was for mom and dad.
Sure.
And the kids have the Shamrock Shuffle now. And then by the time that they're older, their kids will find something else to do because it's just not their thing. So
Yeah, and
it's the evolution.
Mom and dad will wistfully explain what that was. And they're
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
cool,
we got it.
awesome.
Well, you guys sound
Whatever.
like dorks.
Great.
You guys were
sounds
walking
awesome.
around and
Yeah,
just
you're walking
like,
around.
we're
So you guys
Mid-March?
just like stood there and drank alcohol
And
all
Some
day?
days it's
T-shirts, wow.
sleeted, and some days it was
You
yeah,
weren't
and every single day
manifesting
you were
abundance?
dreaming that it said it was 75 and
Yeah.
you wore shorts mostly.
Gen Z. You weren't doing water cleanses? Wow.
Yeah, the run of 72-hour water cleanse, I think it might be more than the 36-hour
Right.
pissers that we ran on. But I did like to see, Drew. It felt like the age was down. Like it was still where I'm hearing folks are saying that the next generation is not partying.
They're still
I
going
did
out.
see a decent amount of folks partying there yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's
A lot rolling through.
Kicking the balls to me. I mean, I think our kids.
Oh my God.
How many?
He was
How,
like playing it.
how old am I getting? The kids are drinking champagne now on the.
Have you ever had a mimosa?
Shamrock
mimosas. Yeah, they're
Little
pre-gaming.
mimosa, the
No,
pregame.
I never drank
For
one.
people
I mean,
that
the
don't like
girls, they
bloodies
drank
or
that.
screwdrivers.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
guess. I just remember everyone drinking champagne. I guess mimosas are champagne, but man, what's
Yeah.
next? I mean, Aperol Spritz, Peach Bellini. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
my goodness.
no, you drink beer. Like, that's what it was. I mean,
drink beer, green beer.
like Jello shots, right? Come on.
It's coming from the gin and tonic guy.
877-794.
As an old man.
That's fair. As an old man,
I
that's
wasn't
true.
drinking gin and tonic at Caffrey's when I was 21. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay, all right.
Gotta have the less carbs, Armen.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
missing it.
these
You also
days.
didn't have seltzers that were running through there.
Game ball, World Baseball Classic. We're watching Korea's beating Australia 4-0 right now. They've provided some great moments already, some juice. So far in contention for the best moment is game ball to Joseph Contreras, son of Jose Contreras, not William and Wilson.
Incredible
But
time.
he coaxed a double play out of Aaron Judge pitching for Team Brazil, and Joseph Contreras is 17 years old. His dad was Jose Contreras, the pitcher. He's a high school pitcher, and he's facing Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge. And like, are you kidding me?
That's
Bobby
great
Witt Jr., Schwarber. It's like he's going through the all-star team, basically.
Getting just running through them, and then also folks that had seen and worked alongside his dad, and he'd grown up in some press boxes. I can't remember the young man's name because I lost the tweet here, but he had a picture of him when he was about 12 years old. He's like, he used to come in here and keep stats for me, and I was worried about him taking my job. I'm no longer worried about him taking my journalist job as he's rolling up Aaron Judge in the WBC. That was epic.
Pretty cool.
Also, game ball to the WBC creator who came up with the mercy rule again. Yeah. Instituting that in pro ball is hilarious when you see a walk-off home run for a 16-0 game in the middle of the sixth inning. Only in the WBC could you see that, like yesterday with Mexico, just obliterating, and sets up a hell of a game here tonight. USA, Mexico. I'll talk about our border battles that we got in hockey. This one in baseball is going to be fun tonight. I'm excited for that.
Loving it. 877-794-1973. Game ball to Armen's beleaguered but still feisty Marquette Golden Eagles.
Yeah.
For beating UConn and handing them that refocusing loss that UConn, probably a well-timed loss before the Big East tournament. But to beat that team now, Billy ailed it. You were in the building and you left. Armen, you weren't in the building.
No, that's a big kick in the balls to me for missing like the greatest game of the year.
It was a highlight for sure. Senior day to compound it with interest. Senior day, and
if I worked harder, I could have made it. I really could have. If I worked harder, and it's been a tough year, obviously for Marquette, but to end it like that for the seniors, pretty cool to have that moment.
Kick to the balls to myself for being a hypocrite because I talked about how I liked the hysterics of Fran McCaffrey back in the day, but I've had enough of Danny Hurley. Danny Hurley's over the top. Just get over yourself. Come on.
Get off the floor. What are we talking about?
Don't make contact with the referee.
It made it more exciting. What an exciting finish, though.
It's so good.
You get the big stop. Hurley's tossed. I'm like, oh, this is
a buddy of mine was right in the tunnel as he walked out, and you could just hear the students giving it to him as he finally exits. Also, game ball to his assistant coach that he tried to sun in the middle of it when he starts pushing it back. He goes, don't touch me like that.
Yep.
Don't touch me like that. I'm okay. He is one of the most entertaining cats on a sideline. And I do love the fact that he just completely disowned it after the game. He's like, I didn't touch him.
Yeah.
I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. I don't know what you're talking about. They fined his ass like 7 hours after the game. So I think that's pretty clear. You made potentially some contact there, Dan.
Absolutely.
Can I give a game ball to the grandchildren of Alec Pierce, Malik Willis, Tyler Linderbaum, Devin Lloyd and company?
Yes.
The generational wealth that gets handed out here this afternoon is going to be gobsmacking for some. And a couple of those guys right there, like Malik Willis in particular. Drew, I don't know that we always have confidence. All these guys have insane confidence in themselves. I don't know that he thought that $100 million payday was potentially on his horizon in the National Football League.
This week is going to make some people rich.
And it is going to be a hell of a contract for him to put his name and sign right next to that X. And initial here and sign here, initial here, initial here.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Keep them coming. 877-794-1973. I mean, the Bucks did split a back-to-back, but yesterday, 39-point loss to the team that you're chasing in the stand, to one of the teams you're chasing in the standings.
Good work in the tanking department. If that's what you're trying to do.
I bought in when the Bucks had won 8 out of 10 and we're getting Giannis back. I'm like, okay, they got something here. No, they don't. There's nothing here. There's nothing to see here. It's been abysmal all season. It's been just one loss is uglier than the next. We talked about it on that little TV program I do on Saturdays, Big 12 Sports Saturdays, WISN 12, the ABC affiliate here in Milwaukee. It's like Yeah, we've been saying it all year. They could fire Doc. What's the point? At this point, let him ride it out. And then whatever happens, like whether they kick him upstairs or they got to go in a different direction, like seems to be a done.
Felt like
complete.
It was either a Ryan Rollins or a Kevin Porter Jr. Somebody could correct me on the talk and text line. Like the post I know that was kind of trending this weekend, relating to Doc retiring and hanging it up. It just makes too much sense. It feels like it's almost an afterthought at this point.
Stephen A said it. So
firing him now would be like I wasn't a fan of when they fired McCarthy. You did a guy like that.
Don't have to
a
do
month
that.
left when then you're not going anywhere. What's the point? Yeah. Joe Philbin really needed a tryout or what?
Well, and you're right. Are we really looking for a big bump that we're going to get from Miles Turner, who was legitimately outscored and out rebounded by Thanasis yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's like you're not going anywhere. So you might as well just let it be at this point and reassess into the offseason. And it is a hell of an offseason for them when you start stacking up the opportunities they have. But Drew, this is like their 8th loss by 20 plus points. Their most recent loss that is by the least amount of points was their 131-113 L that they held against the Hawks a couple of weeks
ago. If that's not a kick, I don't know what it is.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
Pretty awful.
But
go ahead, Billy. Yeah,
impressive job tanking. Like if this was the plan, a good job by them finally, just us understanding the assignment. If we want to find a spin
they're making it look. Yeah,
they're making it look good.
Can I get one more kick to the balls before before we get to the break? We haven't really brought it up yet, but the weird Rashawn Gary graphic situation.
We got to talk more about that.
What is going on with that? That was a weird situation that the graphic comes up as soon as the trade is announced, but he's not actually released, but he is.
Go back Thursday. I was hacked.
Saying, hacked. Now he's hacked. Like, first of all, like what's going on with this? Like, you have the graphic ready. Okay, that's already kind of telling on yourself that you might have revealed something. But then it's like everybody else said, okay, he's done. Well, they see him, the source, say it. So I can't blame everybody for saying he's gone, been released.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, he wasn't released. And then,
yeah, but wouldn't be the only guy. Taron Johnson had a similar situation with the Bills. He put out that he was being released. Yesterday, got traded. So I wonder if there was hey, hold on.
Not too fast. We got a last minute call.
We got something. Or AI is just getting really, really good with these with the graphics. Zaire Franklin may have gotten looked at that he AI'd his goodbye post that you saw with a certain jersey mock.
No doubt.
Listen, Drew, you got enough different versions of Chat GPT. Something is going to get out there with that email.
Is that like the George Costanza preemptive breakup? No,
I'm breaking up with you.
Like
that's how it is.
That's smart.
877-794-1973. Taking your game balls and kicks to the balls all day. When we come back, our buddy Scott Dolphin's going to join the party. We'll get a little halftime update from Dolph. And at after 7 o'clock, Isaac Miller, Badgers commit, is going to join us. Iron Jock Ambassador. You are listening to The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We are huddled up on a Monday. Drew, Billy, and Armen, game balls and kicks. Get them to us. NicoletLaw.com. Talk text line 877-794-1973. We've reached halftime of our show. We welcome Scott Dolphin, our halftime correspondent from the country station down the hall. Dolph, is this a big day down the hall? Is Shanna Quinn coming back today?
She actually is, Drew. Yeah, today's first day back after 90 days away.
We didn't get her. We didn't get her like a bouquet or anything. We gotta have to work on that because we'll be gone by the time she shows up.
Yeah, we got her some chocolate cake.
So,
good point. I might be. There's Armen 2 days in a row.
Welcome back from the boys in the huddle.
Oh man!
We're so secondhand here.
That's great.
You could put a welcome back sign next to one of these cupcakes.
That's I'm feeling it. Let's give her a game ball because that, and Billy, you know this, like that's the end of maternity leave and getting back and trying to get back to being a career woman and all that. Tough to leave.
It is. And I didn't realize until Shannon told me this morning that they shut your email off when you're on family leave.
If you get the leave, if you get
that's
the leave,
part of the deal. Like,
how easy is it to get your email back?
It hasn't happened in a while, thankfully, but I was locked out intermittently for like a year out of my email.
Like every other day would come in. I can't get in my email account.
You know me too. I'm always like, what's going on around here? And I didn't like. Now that part of it was difficult, and it's also like you feel a little bit like you can't do email, you can't do anything because it's supposed to. I'm like, oh my goodness, all right, what am I doing around here? I'm not checking my email.
That sounds like a blessing.
You got that FOMO, man.
Yeah. Eventually, you feel. First, you feel naked. It's like not having service in a phone these days, right? Eventually, at first, you feel naked without it, and it's uncomfortable, but then you feel completely liberated, right? I think by not having it. So, but now she's back, Yeah,
I remember the one time I was without a job for about 6 weeks in this business. I remember thinking at first, same thing. You feel like you need a purpose in your life, but then after a couple of days, it's like,
no, this is good.
I don't have to check anything right now.
Okay with this,
right?
Yeah. Watch some Sports Center, maybe do whatever. Play some video games.
Yeah,
it quickly changes. Yeah, the pivot's easier said than done. All of a sudden, you're able to find some time that you had. Actually, I was thinking that there might be another way of mentioning Shannon coming up a little bit later on. But Shannon being able to be one of the other moms that ends up doing the prep to then go back to work.
Yeah,
there's like I've seen some parents. They say we're going to start sending the child to daycare a week before to give us the time, not necessarily like a little vacation, but
really,
I'm going to have to go through 3 or 4 days of coping with the fact that I'm not next to the baby. So I'm going to have to ease myself into this.
The emotional process for parents.
Yeah, that makes great sense. When Drew and I, it was different times when we were young fathers. Yeah. I had just started in Milwaukee when our firstborn came around, and I remember I was at Summerfest doing my show live, and I wore a pager. And she was born on a Friday afternoon. I was back to work Monday. Just what you did back in the 90s, man.
Oh, yeah. I had a week, and then they sent me to cover the baseball playoffs, and I was gone for 3 weeks on the road. Yeah. No FaceTime at that juncture either.
I got looked at badly when when we had the baby on Tuesday, and I had to do the draft show on Thursday.
Oh,
it was like, you know what? Listen, life comes at you pretty quick.
They'll do it to you.
That's right. Well, it's going to be great to have Shanna back in the building.
It is.
And hear stories from mommyhood and stuff.
Yeah, it is. We're going to grab some lunch with her on Wednesday and get back up to speed.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to it. I hope I don't have to buy, but I will if I have to.
If you have to.
I know that feeling.
Armen said he was going to.
Somebody's got to write it off to work lunch.
That's true.
Somebody's got to write it off.
Good point.
All right. So, Dolph, March Madness is upon us now. This is the week. Conference tournaments. We had Badgers winning one at Purdue, which is a nice win without Nolan Winter.
Without Nolan Winter.
Amazing win. At Mackey.
The stat I saw that they had lost, I don't know, 29 out of 30, something ridiculous like that at Mackey Arena, and they've won 2 years in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard place to play anyway, especially in Purdue as a team like this.
Yeah, it's tough. And
seniors and everything like that.
Show me a team with a better resume of road wins.
My goodness.
Oh, my God.
Badgers this year in the
league. At Michigan, at Purdue, and the thing about
at Illinois.
State, at Illinois.
Good point. And the thing about it is, Greg Gard's done it again. I mean, he put together a team, and they're getting better and better as the year goes on. They're improving. They're coming together. They're getting out there. It's amazing how consistent his performance as a coach has been. and putting teams together and getting them to improve throughout the year. Kudos once again to Gardner and his
When
staff.
they make shots, they can beat anybody.
They can beat anybody, and they're making a lot of them right now.
Play your best ball in March, and you hope that these yips that they experienced against the Ohio States of the world and USC and Oregon, you hope those days are over, because that's the only reason they're not getting the triple bye and waiting until Friday to play. They just come up short, and it came down to yesterday, right? If Illinois loses that game against Maryland, then the Badgers go all the way to the 4 seed.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're hot right now, so you're going to play Thursday against the winner of Washington and USC.
And talking
early
about
game, I thought they were going to be playing late games because I thought they were going to lose, especially without Winter on Saturday. I thought they were going to lose.
And talking about tournament situation, they've been shooting up the bracket matrix. I kind of assumed a loss against Purdue, so I assumed they were settled into a 7, and now they're at a 6, and they could be flirting with the 5 seed, which is pretty amazing to where things have gone. So well done by them, and they're going to be, now you just hope, tournament time, irregular ball inflation and tight rims. You hope those things don't. Oh yeah, that happens, man. That's what tripped Marquette up against NC State.
That's what it was.
The rims were tight, man. The rims were tight. There's no other explanation.
I haven't even looked at regional cities this year, since Milwaukee's not hosting. Hopefully they'll get a nice locale.
That is the weird thing, because there's not a lot of Midwest sites. We talked about Chicago is a second round site, or second weekend site. I'm sorry. And Indianapolis is the Final Four. So I think that the sites are, I think maybe there's a Cleveland. I want to say I'll get the list here, but it's not that local. So that will be interesting to see where they're placed. But obviously we have the Big Ten tournament first.
And, of course, we have the Big East tournament with the impressive showing by your team on Saturday, man.
Oh, my.
Anything is possible, including 5 games in 5 days. I remember Syracuse making that run.
Yeah, we talked about the situations like that. I like to believe those things can be true. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is huge going into the Big East tournament. I'm not sure that transfers. I don't know that a win like that at home on senior night necessarily means you're about to go on a big run. But hey, I mean, why not dream? Marquette has Xavier, so I'll dream for a couple days.
I'll just say this: that was the most enjoyable 2 hours of basketball I've had in a long damn time, because nothing was expected of them. And is Danny Hurley the biggest tool in college basketball?
Oh, man.
I mean, he's great at what he does. He comes from a legendary family, but my God, dude, that at the end, enjoy your fine for just being a total red ass with that ref. I mean, and I don't know what he was complaining about.
I think he wanted a foul.
He wanted a foul on the way up, and I could have seen it. Yeah,
but it wasn't anything egregious. I thought.
You mean on gold?
Yeah, he was mostly straight up.
That was not.
There was some breaking the verticality, but it wasn't some ridiculous, absurd, egregious no call or anything like that. So
yeah.
It's one of those, Dolph, too. Like, if you're going to call that on the last basket of the game, it's almost like a pass interference. It almost feels like somewhat on kind of like a Hail Mary feel to it.
And I get his frustration. I mean, they just cost them a number 1 seed.
But also, like, you're playing a team that's got 11 wins this year. Maybe you don't put up 30 points in the first half, and you're in the spot. He is, though, and Drew mentioned it, he's quickly been able to take over for Fran McCaffrey in being able to set your appointments knowing that you're going to see a blow up on the sideline.
And there's much more leeway than Fran had, because he's won 2 natties in the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest difference there. But boy, and this isn't a recent pattern. He's kind of been that guy.
That's who he is. Oh yeah.
Since he got there. I was his dad like that? The legendary coach in New York?
Well, I've heard his dad was not necessarily a peach, but again, this is in all of those great stories, and then you'll hear about why basketball there is so much better than everywhere else. And this, that, and the third.
Bobby got tossed too. Bobby Hurley, or he got a T or something. He was going crazy in his game.
He was reacting to Bill Self getting thrown out.
That's what it was. So by the way, I was wrong about Cleveland. Here are the sites for the first round really quick.
Not Cleveland.
Buffalo, Greenville, South Carolina, Portland, Oregon, Tampa, Oklahoma City, Philadelphia, San Diego, and St. Louis. Almost nothing even remotely local.
St. Louis probably your best bet.
That's
what,
the
5 hours?
One.
5 hours,
yeah. And that's where your boy Joe Lunardi has the Badgers right now slated.
Oh, that'd be best case,
St. Louis.
Best case scenario. Otherwise, you're looking at something on the coasts. So, or like Oklahoma City, which is...
How about Northern Iowa yesterday being the first team ever in the Missouri Valley Conference running the table, four wins in 4 days, 3 starters from the state of Wisconsin. on that UNI Panther roster, including a kid from Wauwatosa East.
That's
That's
right.
awesome. So much talent in the state. Awesome story there.
That was terrific. Absolutely. This is getting to be the golden time though, because we're coming up. We got the World Baseball Classic is heating up this week tonight. Huge game.
Mm-hmm.
We've got and then one thing that's down is the Bucks.
That is down. That is down.
NBA playoffs not going to be on the cards. Our dance card this year.
Yeah, the hope has been extinguished for the Bucks, hasn't it? I mean, it's just every freaking game is a blowout. Even with Giannis, they're not winning. So
they had to struggle to beat Utah.
Yeah, they battled to beat Kyle Filipowski and the Utah Jazz. That's going to be a tough night. But it looked like sweet Miles Turner hats yesterday.
Yeah.
Sweet Miles Turner hats yesterday. And then, sweet that Thanasis scores more points than him.
Yeah, I love that. Speaking of the World Baseball Classic, though, do you suppose any of these countries, other than the diehard ones like Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans and the Venezuelans and the Americans and the Canadians, maybe Mexico, do you think they really, and Japan, of course, but the country with all the American guys, I mean, if you live in Great Britain, do you have 1% interest in this at all? You don't, do you?
I would think not.
I doubt it's getting any. I'm watching that game against the Great Britain the other night, and every guy they're talking to from Great Britain, you can tell they're from like Southern California or New York State. Well, we just thought that'd be the best way to go. It's just
they're not from Leeds and Stratford and Liverpool.
They're not. Stratford upon Avon.
I don't think old Winston is hanging around in London, waiting to get. I could be wrong, but it is funny how people complain all the time about the Olympics. In terms of like people are playing for different countries, but they don't live there or they don't have citizenship or why are they playing for this? But they don't. But the WBC is full. I guess we're just trying to help the tournament out. That's fine. We're trying to make something happen. But
I immediately want to go down the genealogy route and see what the connection is to these different countries. Austin Wells with a big hit for the Dominican Republic the other day. He's the Yankees catcher. I'm like, okay, I'm sure. Somebody in the family.
Somebody.
The Lars Nootbaar one last year, I thought was one of the funniest ones when he won for Team Japan playing for the Cardinals. And I was like, well, actually, his mom is Japanese, and I had come actually from Japan as like a young child, and always good stories. But then it's interesting when you get guys like Kike Hernandez, who again you mentioned this country, Puerto Rico. This means a ton. Like this means just about everything. Where he said, I played in 5 World Series, and I don't know if it's because of what's across my chest, but the Classic feels above that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that everybody's going to agree with Kike Hernandez, and maybe it helps that you've won 3 and played in 5. But there's at least one person that said that it's on par, if not above the World Series. Wow.
I don't agree with that, but I guess if that's how he feels, I mean, maybe you just get tired as a Dodger of winning championships all the time.
Well, you feel like a mercenary more, but maybe this feels different because you're playing for your flag. It's similar to what the feelings I think Giannis felt when carrying Greece to a medal in Eurobasket. Like he was clearly emotional, invested a lot. He said it was one of the most meaningful things in his life. A lot of people, NBA fans, can't understand that because they're like, well, what do you mean? You won an NBA championship. But it can be different for these guys when they feel like it's different than just money and being a mercenary. I understand.
And for us, it's mostly just a secondary thing. We're enjoying the World Baseball Classic, but is it something we're going to remember a couple months from now?
No.
I hope we do. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I'm enjoying it,
Will we remember the World Baseball Classic or the Olympic gold medal in hockey?
Oh, I think we'll remember the Olympic gold medal
no doubt.
in hockey a little more.
Yeah, that's no doubt about that.
Yeah. I remember the World Baseball Classic when Ben Sheets played. What year was that? I remember that one.
That was the Olympics. That wasn't.
That was the Olympics. See, okay. See, that shows you
that
how
was Olympics gold medal game for many.
They beat Cuba.
Yep.
Right?
He beat Cuba.
Yeah.
And that was right. 98, 99?
That sounds right. I can look it up for you guys. That sounds
right.
No,
2000.
2000, wasn't it?
2000. That's right. Because the last game at County Stadium, they flew him back from Seoul, I think, and with his gold medal. And
2000 Sydney. Yep.
Tipped his cap.
Was he
Sydney. Okay. Yeah.
Double A ball player or single A, or was he already in the big leagues? Was that when they were allowing you to play in the big leagues and then play in the Olympics?
No, he was had been just drafted. I think he was.
Okay.
Just out of.
So just out of college players then at that point.
Yeah.
Speaking of Brewers pitching, this Kyle Harrison, Brewers got a pretty damn good one. It looks like
he
so
looks
far.
like he's going to be pretty good.
I know what they're doing.
Filthy nasty yesterday, 8 strikeouts in 3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
And when Murph was asked about him, making the big league club, he just he's good enough. Yeah.
Patrick also, Chad Patrick.
He said you can write that down. And then who in that category? Miz too.
Miz.
Oh, okay, sounds good. So
and Woodruff and Priester are question marks because of the at least initially because of injury.
Yeah, and Woody did a really good job of letting everybody know he's not worried about starting on opening day. Woody's not worried about opening day. He's more worried about September and October. So, ergo, Woody's not your opening day starter.
Miz might get the ball.
I think they might know who it is, and I think everybody is going to hold that off until they do the announcement.
You start doing the every 5-day math at this point. Like, when's the guy throwing? 5 days, 5 days, 5. Oh, okay.
You can start announcing it without announcing it,
2 weeks from Thursday. So, I guess that math's getting easier to do right now.
Yeah, there's, that's the old cat and mouse game. Who's your opening day starter? The White Sox just announced theirs, and it's the guy they got from Rule 5 from the Brewers.
Oh, yeah.
Shane Smith.
Yeah.
But it does, I didn't appreciate when Murph took away Adam's first question every single day. Right away on day one, when he named Freddie day one, the opening day starter. You got to give Adam a bit, and he's got to be able to roll that for at least 3, 4, 5 weeks of spring training.
I remember, a lot of times you name the guy and then he gets hurt or has a setback.
Oh, that's fair too.
Back off of it. So they wait. But I remember one year it was, I think Grady Little was managing. The first day he went in and announced his opening day starter. Like, why are you telling us now? He goes, because otherwise you guys would have killed a bunch of trees trying to speculate who we were going to pick. I thought I'd just tell you right today.
That's a good point.
That's who's going to pick. Well, okay.
I'll let you guys know right now.
Yeah, I'll let you know right now.
That's a good point.
Cat and mouse.
Can we deliver before the halftime report is over? One kick to the balls, Armen?
Oh my gosh.
Now, I don't know if Dolph feels the same way as many Chicago Bears fans, but did feel like the Bears went from getting Max Crosby and Tyler Linderbaum to DeMarco Jackson, Garrett Bradbury, and collection of special teamers. That was a different flip than it looked like the Bears were going to be the biggest spenders. They're going to grab Max Crosby, and then all of a sudden now he's a Raven.
Well, it sure did look like they were positioning for Max Crosby. I don't know if Tyler Linderbaum was ever a reality. And to be honest with you, I didn't know much about Bradbury. I guess he started every game with the Vikings for 4 or 5 straight years. I didn't realize that. I knew he came from New England, but it's going to be tough to replace Dahlman, who tested really high both in Atlanta and Chicago.
Bradbury apparently was roommates with Joe Thuney in college.
Oh,
but Garrett Bradbury was on Kenny Clark's highlight tape quite a bit. Garrett Bradbury got bested a lot by Kenny Clark. Now, obviously, not going to be able to help us here, but a very much up and down cat. But starts 17 games, goes to a Super Bowl, and now he gets to play for a team that, again, is going to give him a chance to start every game.
People in New England say he's a huge force in the locker room, so I guess if nothing else, you have a new team leader. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what else the Bears do. By the way, today is I love this term, by the way.
The best.
You want to talk about an oxymoron. Today begins the 52-hour legal tampering window.
Yes.
Tamper all you want for 52 hours.
Tamper away. We can announce deals and we can reach handshake deals, but we can't consummate the deals.
And by all that means is we need to try to find a way to sell a television special on a Monday in March.
That's true.
And God bless them. They're going to do it for 3 hours the next 3 days.
It is.
They're going to do it. I'd rather watch Mexico and USA.
Somebody just hit a bomb for Australia to get them on the board against Korea.
They broke the seal. They're down 5-1 against Korea. It's nice having live sports on during.
This is Pool C, in case you're scoring at home.
All right, so Dolph, how are you going to take advantage of a 65-degree day, this bonus spring day that we're getting here on March 9th?
Probably going to take a nap, stay inside. Yeah, there's not a lot planned.
Daylight
today.
saving hit us especially hard on this program and in these hours.
Yeah, I am going to get a haircut today, so I guess I'll be
nice.
Walking to and from the haircut place.
All right, well.
But yeah, the average high for the city of Milwaukee for this day is 42. So
we'll take it.
And then by Wednesday, it's going to snow and we're going to be in the 30s.
I might have to go hit some golf balls today.
Good.
Oh, all right. Look at you. All right.
I don't want to play golf, but I'll hit some
golf balls.
Some of the courses were open. Right.
I might even go inside and drink beer and hit into a simulator. Who knows?
My kind of
no shame in that game.
I like when the Bev cart never leaves the tee box. That's my favorite one.
That's a good one.
That's a great point.
Dolph, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for the halftime report.
Right,
Don't forget, Isaac Miller joins us
way.
just after 7 o'clock today.
Can't wait.
Badger commit, Isaac Miller. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you on a Monday in the good land. 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com talking text on your ticket to give us the portal to give us game balls and kicks to the balls, which we thrive on Mondays.
There's I got to get a game ball, and this is a preemptive one, Drew, to somebody that I know a lot of Packers fans are not a big fan of, and this one might taste a little bit strange for some. Game ball to Mike Florio.
Yeah.
Because in the midst of all of the Schefters, Garafolos, rap sheets, and Schefters of the world that will fire out Diana Rossini, who yesterday said Travis Kelce might leave the Chiefs. Okay.
Yeah.
When
not convinced, William. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Far from.
Yeah.
But once you start seeing all of the tweets today that come out with guy signs a new deal, and right now Asante Samuel Jr. Has re-upped with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then Drew right after the 1 year $34 million with $26 million guaranteed, negotiated by Athletes First and this guy and that guy, all of the agents that put through. Just know that that's not the actual contract. Mike Florio will actually get the deals of the contract and the terms of the deals over the next 2 days. So don't react to the big numbers until Florio actually gives what the real math is, because people will overshoot and get excited about this guy's making $113 million. Well, actually, he's going to be making like $57 million. And you'll learn about what the actual deal is once Pro Football Talk gets their hands on the contract. Because Drew, it's the one thing that's strange about this negotiating period where all these guys are just waiting for the text to come from the agent. How can you quickly copy and paste and put into the tweet to be able to get those numbers out first? That's the real race.
Exactly. Our Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by our friends at Donovan Jorgensen, Heating and Cooling.
Yes, sir.
Agents are hot right now.
Agents are going to be very hot
this week. Athletes First and all these guys that are cutting these deals. The guys behind the guys that are getting the deals, the guys that are getting their 10% or 5% or whatever. I was going to say,
you really realize how much 5% ends up being this week, right?
Yeah. And you got multiple clients, and that's, so agents are hot. As for who's not, is it just too simple to say, like the Bucks?
The Bucks are always going to be not. I do apologize. I probably shouldn't be picking on Miles Turner as much. But my man literally got outscored by the human victory cigar when you lost by almost
20 minutes with no rebound.
It's hard not to. He should be better at that. I think we know we thought and we think he's better than that. So why hasn't he been able to find it? Is he just feeling uncomfortable, undermotivated? He's played better in the past.
He's got to be traded, doesn't he? We thought he was going to be Brooke Lopez Part 2.
Well, I was hopeful.
2.0.
I love the pickup when we got him.
But so did I.
It was one of my favorite videos that we ever had on this live stream when Armen in this chair had a true sportsgasm.
It was great
when that tweet came down.
Yeah. So Donovan and Jorgensen, check them out, because Who's Hot and Who's Not is one of our favorites.
Yeah, and it's also going to get hotter in your living room, in your bedroom, if you're second floor, and all this. Why?
Well, you said it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I was saying because the hot air is going to be rolling in from the south, hopefully over the next couple of weeks. But it is also going to cool down this week. So you need heating and cooling. Donovan Jorgensen is your place. They're the clear choice. They're our choice. They're the largest employee-owned HVAC company in the state of Wisconsin. And their owners are hardworking, honest Wisconsin people. They've been doing the same work, great work for over 40 years. And you can ask them now about 60-month, no interest deal going on select systems going on right now. It's at donovanjorgensen.com, donovanjorgensen.com, Drew, for more information. What about one other hot one here in a name that I know Brewers fans are excited about? Sure, Jesus Madej has been the name that everybody's seeing, and a couple of Cooper Pratt's playing in the spring training games. What about Andrew Fisher? What about your first round pick from last year, who hits a blast in the WBC for Team Italy, and then the great shot of his parents and his family celebrating in the stands? That dude has all sorts of energy. And when he starts screaming around in the bases, that's a hot one right there. I think he's 4 for 8 right now.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
I was digging that.
Is that a now 2 years or how long can you guess and forecast out it would take for a third baseman that had his kind of success in college, the way they're streamlining guys?
Yeah, I mean, not long.
It doesn't feel like it would be that long.
Like next year, probably.
Like it feels like one that they're going to try to continue to push through. And
I would agree.
They've actually had some success with first round picks, so let's try to do it even more.
Unlike other teams that we follow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, and teams that we're going to talk about spending a bunch of money today.
Yes.
Drew, this 2022 draft is not something to look at. This 2022 draft is not fun to look at as a Packers fan.
They had Devontae Wyatt, Quay Walker, and Christian Watson in the first 35 guys taken? And three picks in the top.
Yeah, and there might be some guys that you've heard of taken right after the two picks that the Packers had. Who was not hot apparently in the 2022 draft? Apparently Brian Gutekunst of the Packers. Boy.
Yeah, we will discuss. Hey, when we come back, we're rolling along. Isaac Miller is going to join the party here. Badgers commit, Iron Jock ambassador. You're listening to The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddle.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we got more down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? One, two, three.
Keep doing what you're doing. Send our guys after and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Y, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmidt,
Oh my God, this man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating the airwaves on a Monday in the good land, it is the Huddle. Drew Olson, Billy Schmidt, Armen Sarian, your trusty Huddle mates here from headquarters. You can reach out to us, 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Isaac Miller, newest Badgers commit, one of 4 in-state commits to date, is going to join the program momentarily.
Can't wait for it and to see and have more and more Badger commits being from the state of Wisconsin. Drew, it was a common refrain on post-game shows last year where we need some more Wisconsin guys. We need more Wisconsin guys. Well, it also helps when it ends up being some of the best players in the state are the Wisconsin guys that you're getting to commit, and Isaac Miller's right there at the top of that list.
Yes, he's an Iron Jock ambassador too. Armen and I wear an Iron Jock. We wear it basically every day in some form or fashion, between the socks, the underwear, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the best.
Well, and I always say it's Iron Jock season because the weather's changing, so it's very versatile. It's getting warmer, but it's staying cold or whatever it is. It'll keep you warm. It'll keep you dry. It'll keep you cool as well, depending on the weather. That's what's great about
I'm
Iron
liking
Jock.
my royal blue hoodie today. It's one of my favorite colors from the Iron Jock.
That's a good one. I actually went and I don't know if it was kind of a front. I got the muscle shirt one. Generally you have to have muscles to be able to wear that one.
Billy muscles.
You would, yeah. Well,
big fan of the comfortability in that color.
Oh.
Like that color is
it's
a
nice
good
color.
look.
It's a really nice color, and it's weightlifting season, Billy. Right? It's great gear for that. Right? You talked about
for sure for those that are going to do it
as well.
For those that are going to
for those
the
that are
joggers.
Yep.
Just check out the whole line. IronJOC.com.
A lot of good jogging going on this week. I saw a lot of folks running around the neighborhood. I was real proud.
Hey, you'll see me doing a walk out there today in my Iron Jock. I've got the pants as well and the underwear.
Bust out the shorts today.
I'm not going to show you those. You could bust the shorts out as well. Yeah.
Today might be a day to bust out the shorts.
It'll be beautiful out there today.
Today might be a day for Billy to fire up the Traeger or the Blackstone or do some outdoor cooking.
We had the grill rolling yesterday. I think there's either some wings or some ribs potentially going to be in the future later on here today. But Armen, wait, now are we going to throw the weighted vest on here today, or is that a little too early in the season to be
you got to work up to
weight
it?
Into? Yeah,
you got to work up to it. Too early in the walking season to add the weighted vest. I got to peek into it. I got to work up into it.
That's true.
So, no, too early for that, in my opinion.
Well, because as you're right in the start of your off-season training, I got to assume Isaac and company are like right in the thick of it.
Oh,
They probably had a couple of good max out days already in the midst.
He's getting ready for Squat Fest.
100% true. A lot of Squat Fests in the future. Maybe not one for Joe Burrow though. Can we give a game ball to one Joey B?
Absolutely.
Quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. Drew, I'm not going to question that he's getting ready. I'm not questioning that he's going to be ready for game one and that he's putting in all the necessary work in the offseason. But Joe Burrow gets a game ball for the weekend that he had. I don't know if anybody saw the picture of him hanging out at the blackjack table with Jessica Alba after UFC 326 at the win.
And with a little bit of a flow too, with that hair's longer now. I don't know how you feel about the hair being longer.
He looks. We like Joe Burrow being on Team Flow.
One thing about Joe Burrow, from quarterback from the Netflix doc, he's his own man. He's a deep thinker. He's got a lot of depth to him. I really appreciate seeing that profile of him, and I like, I'm sure he's having some very, engaging conversations with Ms. Alba.
Well, maybe they were talking about Fashion Week last week. Remember they were at Joe was at Fashion Week last year.
He's a big fashion guy.
Maybe also Joe is running after Cooper DeJean walked, right? I mean, Cooper DeJean and Nikki Bella were a conversation I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to start talking about impressive feats.
Newly separated Jessica Alba, by the way. Don't forget about that.
I was going to say,
is it Danny Ramirez? Is that
what just happened?
She was with Cash Warren. I don't know who that is, but he sounds like a hell of a guy.
I thought she was dating like this Danny Ramirez.
Maybe she was afterwards. I don't know what she's been doing post.
He's 29. She's 44.
Yeah, but you know what? Kudos.
She's still throwing heat.
Age is just
she's
a
still
number.
Jessica Alba.
She's definitely throwing
age
some
is
heat.
just a number. I mean, she's Tom Brady at 44. If she's 44, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about
Yeah, somebody did a side by side.
I'm gobsmacked. You just threw credit towards Tom Brady.
I just gave some credit to Tom Brady, which is shocked Billy.
Somebody did a side by side of Tom Brady at 44, looking all chiseled and dapper and stuff, and then a Ken Stabler at like 35.
Oh, there's no comparison.
And he's just like, beer gut, sweating, haggard, looks old.
Drew, how about
frankly see the Marlboro hanging from his lips?
How about Harvey Keene and Craig Collins were like the same age? When you see the Harvey Keene stuff from 82,
insane.
Whoa.
Yeah, because Harvey was like in his 50s.
That's a game.
So there's one
Harvey
for you.
was way younger than he looked.
So another.
A lot of those guys from
that's
that
just the
team
era. That's just the era.
Way younger than they looked.
When Cecil had his, balding and stuff like that, Cecil Cooper, but it's funny stuff. But yeah, I think that's definitely worth the game ball there for Mr. Burrow.
All right,
yeah, I don't know if he's a card counter or what, but he's got an edge right there.
Yeah, there's good times to be in Vegas. Whenever Jessica Alba is sitting at your blackjack table, that's the best time to be in Vegas.
Not bad. And kudos to him for being in a somewhat public. And a lot of these guys go to Vegas now and they got their own private areas.
That's fair.
I think Joe Burrow's just hanging out. No, I'm not really sure. Someone got a picture of him. So I'm going to assume it's somewhat public.
Well, remember, Mike Evans, who's going to be a free agent this
yeah.
Later on this afternoon. And Mike Evans, remember, very famously said that he was going to celebrate hitting his incentive of $1 million, Drew, by going to the casino.
Oh, my.
And in the post-game press conference, one of the reporters said, well, aren't you now worried that fans are going to be, pestering you and waiting there at the casino for you? He said, they can't get where I'm going to be.
They can't get where I'm going to be.
They can't get where I'm going to be.
That's the reality of it. And people are, we have a little time before Isaac calls here. I'm going to give one kick to the balls for one Bruce Pearl.
Oh
my God. If you remember, Bruce Pearl was kind of ripping on Miami of Ohio, saying they wouldn't even be in the Big East and things like that. And then he kind of seemed to backtrack a little bit here when he was on the set this week. Let's see.
I got Miami of Ohio in the league, the MAC. Oh, okay. They may not be the best team in the MAC. It might be Akron. It might be the Zips. 5 years in a row, they've won 22+ games. John Gross, a coach that you've got a great history with.
Yes, big time.
They play fast. They're God-oriented. I'm rooting for Akron to make the upset. That way, 2 teams get to the NCAA tournament out of the MAC.
You're putting Miami, Ohio.
I'm putting Miami, Ohio. They're in.
Dayton, because they.
All right, I don't like this at all.
I like the little backhand way of letting y'all know that he's throwing them in.
He's throwing them in because everyone ripped on him for saying Auburn should get in and Miami State. I don't like that at all. Say it with your chest, Bruce Pearl. Don't back down just because the mob came after you on the internet. And this is what happens these days, guys. I'm telling you, this is what happens these days. People are afraid to get the smoke from social media. And therefore, they change their takes. Come on, Bruce. Say it with your chest. Be consistent. Don't back down.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the way I
escape
reacted.
that one, right?
Yeah.
And then he bungled a couple names yesterday too.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, so he's not
Caitlin Clark's name wrong. She's kind of well known.
That's kind of a tough one to mess up.
All of a sudden, you want to sound cool because everyone's accusing you of just stumping for your son. Now you're rooting for 2 MAC teams to make it. Like, I don't know. It just seems so disingenuous to me.
Well, now what? And again, I'm not gonna say that what do college basketball fans want? Do they want him to say we want them in, or do they want him to be?
Well, that's a fair point. I think at least I can only speak for myself. I want him to be honest with himself and say,
well, that's fair. Yeah, and I some opinions can change. Drew, I'm just fascinated with this Miami of Ohio thing because it already is starting to get to folks that would rarely ever be asking you a question about college basketball other than what mascot is this one? Yeah. When they're filling out their bracket. It's like, this undefeated team's not going to be in the tournament? That's not fair. How does that happen? How's that? It's starting to make some rounds. People are talking about it. It's fun.
Yep. 877-794-1973 gets you to the NicoletLaw.com talking text line. Share your game balls and kicks with us. Again, fertile ground. And this is the week. We've got World Baseball Classic, big game tonight.
Good one tonight. Come on now.
Conference tournaments at the end of the week. We've talked about the Badgers and their nice win yesterday at Mackey Arena, or Saturday at Mackey Arena, and Marquette winning as well.
Shout out to the front court. Big one.
That was a sweep, a basketball sweep. The Bucks won Saturday. Marquette won Saturday. Badgers beat Purdue. Like, that's pretty good. Pretty good juju.
There haven't been a lot of those days, so we need to celebrate them when they happen in the state this year. Yes.
Great. And then the Bucks last night getting just walloped.
A run.
Setting a franchise record for most losses by 30 plus. And that was wasn't that the most lopsided home loss in franchise history? Lose by 39?
I believe you're right. And just you see the amount of games that they have just been so non-competitive in. Last night, at least you could forecast it, Drew, and maybe people got out in front of it and didn't end up painting themselves for the last full 2.5 hours. But last 8 losses have been by an average of 26.5 points, and the closest being a 131-113L.
All right. Hey, joining us now on the NicoletLaw.com talking text. I've been talking about him all morning because we talk about Iron Jock and football. And
I love it.
Badgers commit. Isaac Miller joins the program. Isaac, good morning. Thanks for hitting us up before school.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, man, congratulations on the commitment and being able to now go into the rest of the offseason and into your senior year with the decision out of the way. How long and how many sleepless nights have been there? Because there's been a lot of interest. There have been a lot of calls, but I know this has got to be a burden to get off your shoulders.
Yeah, there's been so many, long days, sleepless nights of everything, and I'm glad it's over just because it took a lot of time, but I'm very grateful for the actual process to happen to me.
The fact that you're going in and there's some other commits, including a teammate of yours, Dustin Roach. I'm wondering, was that the pull? Was it like everybody else had to knock Wisconsin out of the way? Were you going to, Billy saw you on a couple of your visits, I think, hanging out.
Games there later at the
you saw some better games. So was Wisconsin always in the lead, or was that did you toy with the idea of leaving the state? What was the mechanics for you?
It changed so much, and I wouldn't say they were always at the front, but I would say they were always near the top. And then recently they really shot up, and I just thought that was it.
It always helps too when there's some other guys in the state. It feels like there's a core 4 of you and maybe a few more coming in. How much talk has there been between you guys who are all in the state and the early commits in this class?
There's been a lot of talk, I'd say. I think there's great people, the other guys are all cool guys. They're all really down to earth, and we're all looking for the same goal, and I think we can achieve this.
Were any of those other guys there at the at those last games in November? Because listen, Isaac, those were some pretty good atmospheres, and to be able to see those games on a visit a lot better than the October games. Who out of the group were you there with? Because it seemed like everybody in that recruit section was having a lot of fun in those games.
Yeah, I'd say it's too many people to even count, but most of them are, Badger recruits that are around this area.
That's awesome.
Just having some fun. Isaac Miller joining us. All right, so this is where obviously Coach Fickle and his status people have been paying a lot of attention, but this is the season, and for guys in your situation where it's the assistant coaches a lot of times are the guys building the relationship and making this process happen. So for you, was that Coach Mitchell who was most heavily involved?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of relationship did you guys have? What was it about him that you bonded with?
I'd say he really was interested, and he kept calling me, texting me. Every time I come on campus, we'd sit down, watch film, we talk, and I think it was a genuine, good relationship that I want to be around.
Isaac Miller joining us here. He's locked in. He's going to be verbally committed to the University of Wisconsin. And Isaac, is there any idea? Have you talked about maybe what your next step on like where you're going to play? Because listen, we're talking Iron Jock. I got to assume this is throwing weight season around and just abusing dumbbell season and barbells for you in the weight room. Is there any idea as to what's next? Are you gonna maybe put on a couple more pounds, maybe play a little more inside? Is that all waiting until you get there, or just seeing how you develop? Because I got a feeling, I got a feeling the weight room is going to get a workout from you this year.
Yeah, I mean, I had surgery 2 months ago on my shoulder, so I'm still coming back. But the vision for them is to have me an outside linebacker, like edge.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. I want to play edge, but I mean, you don't know how big you're going to get.
Well, I like that. And when they throw the ball to you in high school, you don't necessarily know if you want to keep throwing them some of those highlights. Like, hey, I can run with it every once in a while.
Yes, indeed.
Well, one of those.
How close are you to 250? Your listed weight right now?
I think I'm up to 260 right now.
Okay, I figured that's already out of date because you're putting on the weight. But the idea is just play standing up. That's what you like. Because last time we spoke, Isaac, we had talked about how you love watching Micah Parsons, and there's a guy to pattern your game after, right? I mean, it's hard not to having him right in the state and be able to watch his downs, right?
Yeah.
Who else do you watch? Who else are some of your favorite guys to watch and kind of model some of your game after?
I mean, there's so many guys in college and in the NFL. I'd say Mason Rieger. He's Rieger, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mason Rieger, yeah. Him, great guy. We're about the same size, so I like to see what he can do, and he puts in a lot of work. So it's great to see like how far he came, and I'd say him definitely. And then Anthony Smith at Minnesota. He's super lengthy, big guy. I like to watch him. And then, I mean, Max Crosby in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like a lot of people.
You're just absorbing all the football you can like a sponge. So you mentioned you had surgery and Dustin had surgery as well. And here you both are signing and rehabbing together. What's that going to be like, having another Crusader from Catholic Memorial head to Madison with you?
It's going to be fun. We're both excited. I think we're both hoping to be roommates. And it's like, it's good that we're both doing this because it's going to help, really push each other this summer and, rehab harder, just try to get back faster.
Well, and I know Coach Young has always had a couple of he dropped some bars. Coach Young has been dropping bars for a long time. But I assume that there's always some good conversation. It's got to be fun. We talked about it to start to put this behind you. Now, how is it rehabbing one, but knowing that your senior year is on the horizon, you get to just enjoy it with all of your boys. How excited are you for that? Because I know it's going to be here sooner than you even can fathom.
Yeah, I mean, it's moving quick, and by the time I know it's going to be August, and it's going to go by very fast, which is exciting, but at the same time, it's like you don't get to play with your guys, you don't get to, hang out with them after games, before games anymore, but we're definitely very excited because our team is mostly going to be seniors now. And juniors, and we're all very experienced on the field, and I think we're all ready for it.
Are you ready to switch your Iron Jock gear and getting all the red stuff now when you're going to the gym? Is that already is that already in the works? I mean, obviously CMH. I'm wearing the CMH colors right now.
You got the blue right there.
I got the royal blue on today and the Iron Jock hoodie. But Isaac, are you getting ready to switch over to the red gear?
Yeah, I've been making a little transition. I've been trying to buy some more red gear. I don't have much right now.
No, we'll get you. You gotta get some more red.
You didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. You couldn't let anybody know what weight you're leaning. I mean, he was wearing red, doing some squats last night. I think there might be a difference. You mentioned it. Your team experience got to be motivated the way last year ended too. That's a cool way for you to roll into your senior year. Are you also excited to be the guy now, Isaac, that has to give the speech to all the freshmen and sophomores and letting them all know how quickly it goes by? Because when you're 15, it's a lot different than when you're 18, and all of a sudden you're like, dang, it did really go by pretty quick. Are you already giving the enjoy it every moment while you can speeches to the youngsters on the team?
I mean, I don't think I'm that type of guy, but I tell those guys just to have fun and make the most of it.
Absolutely. Good advice. Good advice.
Because all of a sudden, Drew, you know that every single time during camp, you're going to have somebody 30, 40-year-old guys. You're never going to forget these days.
That's right.
All right,
man.
Let's get Grandpa off the field.
Get off the field.
All right, let's go.
Hey, Isaac, I know it's going to be tempting when it gets hot this summer, man, but don't cut the hair, man. That's the trademark.
Good point.
Don't cut the hair, man. I love the head of hair you got flowing there. You're not going to cut it, are you? Is that your trademark?
No, I'm gonna trim it down a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Yeah,
nothing drastic. That's some good flow. Yeah, you need that trademark. Isaac, thanks for joining us. Get yourself to school. We appreciate it. Congratulations. And we are excited for what you're going to do on the next level. We're excited to watch you this year, too.
Thank you.
All right.
Congrats, man.
We'll talk to you again. Isaac Miller, Catholic Memorial, Badger commit.
That has got to be such a
defensive recruit
in the state, and got to be a great weight off the shoulders, man. And to see that many different players that are going to be together in the state, I'm telling you, on Badger Post Game, we talked about it almost weekly. Where are the Wisconsin guys? Where are the Wisconsin guys? And you do want to at least, and maybe some don't, build in a room and a spot and a little bit of a hole, a void for Luke Fickell to prove everybody wrong, right? Allow them to give you the little bit of a chance to be able to prove them wrong. They very much might prove people right? They very much might go 5-7 and a lot of egg on their face. But right now, it seems like they're doing everything that last year and for the last couple of years, Drew, we've critiqued and criticized. So now you got to see if the chips fall in the right spot.
And there's something about it. If you're a competitor, something about the ability to say, hey, I could be part of this turnaround. I could be part of the reason that things change, me and this group of guys. You know, especially in college, every great turnaround comes with a special recruiting class or a special group of recruits that together kind of turns the ship around. And the motivation to be part of that, especially inside your own state's borders, I would imagine is a big thing.
Going to be a big thing. So Isaac Miller and Dustin Roach, both coming off of surgeries. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin is the place. If you have a sports injury, orthowisconsin.com is the website. World-class care right here at home. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Still time to get us game balls and kicks to the balls. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling along the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, Drew, Billy, and Armen, bringing it to you, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 in Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Big streaming audience today. People up early and daylight saving time. They're,
waking up, excited. Also, big day, big NFL day, first day of the legal tampering period. New league year starts on Wednesday at 4:00, and moves happening all over the NFL. And Drew, also, let's just be honest. It's Monday. I think there's also probably some grudge watchers too. Like they're like, all right, fine. I need somebody to help me get through this. I need somebody. Totally I need somebody to act happy and positive and loud and wake me up a little bit this morning. And we're fine to be that little cup of Joe.
We are, and I gotta say this: I want to thank Brian Gutekunst and the Green Bay Packers for this as well. Now, it's a sort of a game ball, but not really, because nothing's happened yet. But I said this last year too, because of the way he's operated as GM, that was so different from the way Ted did. It gives us excitement on days like today. Not that we're always going to get the greatest gift under the tree, but at least we know, we're not going to Christmas, without anything under the tree. Like so many years as Packer fans, you knew this just wasn't our day. I mean, Mike McCarthy said, "Yeah, that what week is that? That's how free agency goes around here." Like that would never.
The deadline was next week.
Nothing would ever happen. Few and far between. That's just the way it was. Like you were happy to be a Packer fan for a lot of other reasons. You were winning, but not because of this day. But thanks to the Goody's track record of actually being active on this day, I know something interesting should happen, and that makes me look forward to it. So thank you, Goody, for at least making moves and at least giving me something to look forward to, at least to expect.
Drew?
Goody's his protege making moves as well, releasing Tua
Tagovailoa. Yeah.
Out. So John Eric's off to a rocking start. Going to have spread that money over 2 years. First $50 million in the books for over a year for the next 2 years.
First order of business, graphics department, sign my name at the bottom of the release. Now, interesting enough, Drew, I don't mean to dampen our boy Armen's spirits. I don't know the Packers are making any moves today. I don't know the Packers are going to get a move in today.
But I have hope at least.
They might do one more or two more trims, right? We had somebody ask earlier today, like, how is Rashawn Gary and how is the name escapes me. Elton Jenkins still hasn't been moved off officially yet. I think both of them will be by Wednesday.
Elton, Rashid, and Rashawn.
And Rashid's going to get signed early. Rashid Walker's going to be signed probably within the first hour and make a ton of money. The Packers, honestly, they're 3 free agents now, 4, I should say, with Quay Walker in there as well. All 4 might be signed by the 3:00 window here today.
Yeah.
Right. Like Romeo Dobbs, I think, is going to be one of the early guys that ends up going. And there was the story yesterday that talks stalled between the Packers. I don't know that they ever really started with the Packers, Drew, as we kind of talked about last week. And Quay Walker seems like he's going to get upwards of $15 million. That should be early. And I think Malik Willis, if he's not the first name tweeted out here today, I think he'll be second or third. Like he's been so conversed about, Drew, that it seems like the Arizona tag is going to happen pretty quickly, and we're gonna know about that contract really early and soon.
Tua going to end up in Atlanta?
That would be an interesting one.
Interesting possibility. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. Who else could it be?
So he's a post June 1st cut, but he can,
But he can go and have conversations with other teams, or they can have a back and forth and they can get an agreement. I still don't fully understand the post June cut. But he can end up locking in with another team for OTAs, essentially, right? Think about July 26, 2024. The day that Tua Tagovailoa signs a 4-year, $212 million extension. That tweet goes out at 3:10. And at 9:00 on July 26th of 2024, Jordan Love signs a 4-year, $220 million extension. How quickly the NFL comes back at you and flips around on you.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
One threw for 4 touchdowns and 300 yards and got bounced in the playoffs. And the other one twice now has, very, very sadly and scarily had his head bounced off the turf, and you wonder if he was going to play football again.
Oh, absolutely.
So, it's a harsh reality and a quick slap in the face that the NFL is coming at you quick. And also, Drew, for the folks that were wondering, if there's a scoreboard here, the Packers haven't necessarily, again, they haven't won it yet with Jordan Love. They haven't been able to hit the fruits of that contract yet. But the easiest and cleanest comparison, one guy has a graphic that he is being released, and the other guy's getting ready for year 4 as the starting quarterback.
And Jordan's played well. I think we'd all agree with that. But you're
I
right.
think he's coming off the best year of his career.
Totally
right?
right? Like just getting to that next level, obviously in the playoffs, and it's going to be what he's judged on. Mike Witt, I personally can't wait to see everyone's reaction when Kirk Cousins comes back home to the Vikings today. Going to be fun watching him and JJ competing for the starting job next year. LOL. I don't know if Mr. Witt on the YouTube comments is being sarcastic. If he believes it's going to happen, I don't think it's impossible. No, you don't think so? No chance. So, yeah.
That's who Paul Allen said is going. He thinks it's going to be. He thinks it's going to be Kirk.
I wouldn't be surprised just because they've seen him in that building and had so many good feelings about the
Take
way
his
he
Cole's
acted.
cash somewhere else.
Yeah, well, and that's going to be. I don't know. I just because they would easily be the one that Kyler Murray I think would want to go
That's
to the most.
guy. That's what I would think.
But would you really want like a 5'10" guy that I don't know can run anymore off of the ACL, or Kirk Cousins, who I knew never could run? So like I don't have to worry about him being immobile.
Can he sling it? Well, it's
I
like
know he can still throw it. He showed that last year. He tossed it around those last 6
Justin
games. Really
Jefferson want to run with.
See, I think he'd prefer to play with Kirk.
Maybe.
Now that's a great question, and I wonder how much of it ends up getting discussed. Also, which one does Kevin O'Connell think is he worried about the highest ceiling, or does he just have to win? Because he's being paid like a guy that's won a lot.
You're right. That's absolutely true.
He hasn't won a playoff game. I do wonder which one he feels is more important. Because Kyler gives you way more potential.
The Colby Wooden trade, as he's sent out for Zaire Franklin, that opens up, and we talked about it earlier. The defense tackle was their biggest position of need. Now it's a position of huge need. But corner's still there. And when I see that Asante Samuel signed with Pittsburgh for a $4 million one-year deal, I'm like, well, that guy could have come here. They didn't get him, and we were bummed when they didn't get him during the season last year. It's like, was he always just going to stay in Pittsburgh to play for Big Mike now? And the regime change there, he got a little taste, and now he's going to stay.
Yeah, and it's felt like he was so ticketed to be with the Packers during the year.
Totally.
When the rumors came out, like they were the first one to have him in for the visit, and then he ends up leaving and then going on like 3 or 4 more visits. And then I was like, okay, nobody in the league is liking what they're seeing on the medicals, and he's not going to play. Then he came back, played well, and now he signs again. Now that's a huge question. There's a couple of guys on the market, Drew, that are interesting at corner, but like, man, you're going to pay a bunch of money if you're going to get Reek Woolen from Seattle, I would still assume. There's a couple of names. Wright, the kid from the Bears, had 6 picks this year. And then all of a sudden, number 45 ranked free agent via The Athletic. How about old friend from the Las Vegas Raiders, Eric Stokes? Now, Stokes actually had a very good year last year.
He is pretty good, and it'd be interesting to value kind of pick up, I guess. And you know me, Billy, it would finally give me a chance to not give up on Eric Stokes. I mean, that was a guy I still tried to believe in way until the end. Like, him and it was like my Keston hero of the Packers. I wanted to never give up. So maybe, there's a rebirth somewhere.
Keston hero.
Maybe there's a Devon House situation.
Can we count that as Goody still being able to give a second contract to a former first-round pick?
No, yeah.
If they re-sign Eric Stokes.
That's a loophole.
I'm not even going to allow that. I'm not even going to allow that. No.
That is a loophole.
David, on the YouTube comments, David Koenig, 8715. If Atlanta signs Tua, the Falcons have to change their name. Why? They'll have 2 of the 3 left-handed quarterbacks in the league. Dylan Gabriel's the other. Okay, 2 lefties. That's pretty interesting.
Isn't Dylan Gabriel on the Browns?
Yeah, he's saying he's the other one not on Atlanta.
Got it. Okay,
I don't get why they changed their name. I don't get am I missing something here?
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. Oh, well. I guess to the Atlanta left-handers, is that the joke there? But I like that he's keeping track. I bet David's a lefty. Those lefties stick together, man.
Yeah. That is fair. Yeah. That is fair. Well, and I don't – the other reason why Tua in Atlanta, I'm going to have to be I'm a little bit hesitant on, because now Matt Ryan's calling the shots. Matt Ryan, 6'5", 250 pounds. I think he's going to want a big guy and a statuesque cat back there. What about Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco said he wants to start.
Oh my!
He said, "I'm going to go start somewhere."
That's amazing.
Joe, good on you, brother. I love the fact that he said he's like, "I'm going to go play somewhere and I want to start." But if I'm gonna, I guess, back up, I'll back up here in Cincinnati because Joe probably misses 4 games this year.
It's funny at his age, some guys in his stature might be thinking or when I say his situation, might be like, I'd like to still play. And he's like, no, I want to still start.
I'm starting.
I'm starting, no problem. Yeah.
877-794-1973. Get us your game balls and kicks to the balls late. We also, at this point, need a hero of the day presented by Current Electric.
Yes, we do. And I wanted to give a special shout out. Now, we mentioned it when Dolph was in here, but Current Electric superhero sparked and brought up by our friend Shanna Quinn, returning here today, first day back off of maternity leave.
Oh.
But the superheroes of the day are all of the moms that are going back to work because it is a Monday. It's right here in the wheelhouse. There's going to be a 12-week run that's happening. And also the folks that at the daycare are watching the infants, because there's a lot of daycare centers out there. There's a lot of childcare centers. There's a lot that don't take infants because it is a difficult beast. It is a difficult time. But for folks that have to work, those folks become the superheroes because they're the ones that are raising their children when you can't be there. So very, very impactful, folks. Very, very important. And on a day where you are probably dreading the absolute most as a parent, having to send your kid off to childcare for the first day, to know that you're sending it to a very, very important and impactful person, those are the superheroes of the day. But the real superheroes, the folks at Current Electric. Spring's right around the corner. 65 today is the high. Did I hear that? Or 62 today for the high? You're going to start dreaming of those summer and spring nights. Best way to do it outside and in a well-lit patio, backyard living space. Turn that thing into an outdoor oasis, and the folks at Current Electric can help you make the best tradition on your outdoor patio where you're sitting out, having maybe a cocktail, maybe a bonfire. The lighting brings it to a next level. Current Electric, ready to assist you. See Current Electric at this year's Realtors Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. Ask them about their ideas, how to turn that outdoor living space into an outdoor oasis, Drew. Go to callcurrent.com.
Good call. Going to be back to wrap things up. Our first show of the daylight saving era. First show of the week.
We're well lit.
We are well lit. We'll be back for closing ceremonies next. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen huddling up on a Monday. Yeah, that alarm clock hit a little bit today.
Yeah, it did.
Now we're in the groove already, though. One day in, we've already adjusted.
We're human beings are an adaptive species. We will very, very quickly pivot to something else. Just like if we start being entertained by apparently, people sitting in pods talking to each other and making life decisions like getting married without, seeing each other, we become addicted and we adapt. I've heard more and more people talk about Love is Blind than I ever have before, but I think it's because we're an adaptive species. We want to watch people live their lives.
Yeah, it's a great point, Billy, and it's a popular show now, and it's gained in popularity since they started it. However, the more it's popular, the more you get people just trying to be influencers, and that's why no one's getting engaged. Last season, now I haven't watched this season as much as because we go to bed early. I don't know what's going on anymore after 9 o'clock. However, no one got engaged last year. Probably no one's going to stay engaged. I'm sorry. It's just hard to take any of these shows seriously now. The same thing happened to Bachelor, which is a problem, right? Because we want to see something that's somewhat authentic, but it's not. They're out there just trying to become influencers, and that's my problem. But you're right. The show is popular, more popular than ever now. Love is Blind. So
we quickly find something, Drew, and we glam onto it, and then it quickly becomes a part of everybody's conversation. And I was made fun of for being one of the guys watching Love is Blind. I appreciate that more and more people were talking about it.
Oh, it's a listen. I don't want to say it's totally in the public lexicon.
It is massive junk food, though.
But it's in there, yeah. No doubt about it. Dobler had one for us, and I don't know if this is a game or a kick at all, but he said he tried the Big Arch, pretty tasty. Anyone else try it yet? Now, that was the topic of conversation.
Let's go.
Last week about the Big Arch. I haven't tried it yet, so I haven't tried the new Whopper either. I got to get on my fast food game.
Well, and Drew, I don't know that that's a game ball or a kick to the balls. What it definitely is a wake and bake conversation here.
Hey, now
on Drew and KB or on the Huddle, and Drew and KB was one of the old promo codes.
Yeah,
and also was Billy. Those promo codes gone. Get rid of them. Huddle is the promo code. Huddle gets you 25% off and free shipping. Got to break that to that news, Drew, to one of my friends from out of state. When he heard the free shipping on top of the 25% off, jaw dropped.
I know who that was.
Fired up. And so, listen, they can send it all across the country, even down to Jacksonville, Florida. Can be a place where you can find it as well. But Wake and Bake, first off, how on earth did I not get either of those burgers after our conversation?
No doubt.
Last week, I thought about hitting the drive-thru and grabbing a Whopper not only on Friday night, but also on Saturday night back from the Admirals game. Did I get it either night? No. Did I settle for a mid version of reheated basic lasagna, which by that is Chicago deep dish style pizza? Yeah. Massive letdown. Massive letdown. So that was the kick to the balls. But I will not make that mistake again. I will not make that mistake again. Something will be baked. It'll be the bun. It'll be the bun on that Whopper that I'm grabbing in that Big Arch, because I gotta make a conversation to our guy Boss Dobler.
Yeah.
He's expecting us to be able to have a take, and I didn't have it, and I dropped that ball. Drew. That's a mess.
Part of the sorry to jump on you. Part of the problem is when we get out now, they're still serving breakfast.
That's true.
So
you're right.
It's hard to
that is that's another hurdle.
Yeah, but it's just there's nothing but excuses. These are just excuses.
I was gonna say, let's play some
I
thumbs.
Go home and fire up the Blackstone and put a new layer. Season that sucker this morning.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay,
get ready. Get some burgers on there. Yeah,
that's a good one. I got
flowing.
I got some ribs and chicken in the fridge to be able to cook one of these days this week. But the Big Arch and Whopper, frankly, I think it might have to be a side-by-side comparison.
That's not a bad call. That's not a bad call at all. So the Wake and Bake brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. Use that code, 25% off free shipping. Use the code Huddle. It could be the Huddle or Huddle because they're not that selective, but Huddle is the easiest. That's the key word.
So the Big Arch is a good one. Guys, the other one is, now I don't know if my guys were waking and baking when they came up with this one, but did you guys know that there's an agency in sports called Milk and Honey?
I did not.
Pause. I'm sorry.
Milk and Honey. We learned about it because Ian Rappaport is letting us know that the Jaguars and Monterick Brown,
Milk and Honey,
have agreed on a 3-year, $33 million deal for him to stay in Jacksonville per the insiders. The former 7th round pick gets paid in a deal done by Milk and Honey.
Okay, I mean, yeah, why not? I'm just Googling them now. Established
Milk and Honey Sports.
21. It's perfected. Milk and Honey Sports has perfected the balance of offering its clients all the power and resources of a major agency. And I'm assuming, I'm sorry, I'm spinning here now, but it's a management company. There you go. Milk and Honey.
Milk and Honey Sports.
And Ventures.
Now, Drew,
spinning here. Sorry.
We've thought about it a couple of times, and I know you've done band names for a number of different times. I don't know that Milk and Honey is a great band name. I definitely don't know that it's a good sports agency name. But I sure as hell am glad that it's there. But I sure as hell am glad that it exists because that's hilarious.
Yeah. Is there a okay, we're remaining grounded in our roots of a boutique agency, placing our relationships with clients above else. So they're like the Jerry Maguires. I don't know. Is there a biblical kind of angle there? Milk and honey? Is that maybe the reason?
I think so.
Is that the reason there? You know what? I haven't been to theology class in a while.
It's supposed to be like abundance, milk and honey.
Yeah.
Damn it, we should be going to Sunday school better.
Listen, you know what? Absolutely, Billy. And I think for a lot of these guys, if you're trying to get signed and you got an agency interested in you, you're like, all right, sure.
Listen, I don't know who it is. I don't know what they're doing. As long as they're only taking 3%, I think I'm signing with Milk and Honey Sports over Athletes First.
Yeah, well,
I'll figure it out at the end.
This is a busy time for the sports agents and the
Rich
lawyers.
Paul gets you into good parties.
That's true. Well, David Mulugeta is going to he's going to be cooking here in the next couple of hours. But I don't know, Drew. I don't know that we're going to find a better name on the agency. We're going to hear some hilarious ones potentially, but Milk and Honey is going to be hard to beat.
Well, we've done crushed the competition. We've set the table for you to have a great Monday.
Goodbye, guys.
And Tuesday we'll be doing some buying or selling. We'll just chopping it up as we always do. Fire it up at 5 a.m. and then we'll be settled in to this new post-daylight saving time era. Springing forward, springing ahead into Conference Championship Week. More further in the World Baseball Classic. Going to have a highlight game tonight.
Can't wait.
Destination viewing.
And tomorrow we're going to chop it up with our friend Brian Butch. Talk some March basketball with Butchie.
I am looking forward to that. We will see you at 5 a.m. Thanks for hanging out with us on The Huddle.
Peace.